We're still waiting for the snow, and they say lots of it is coming to Saskatoon. For both Ontario and Northern Ontario, so far the 2012 Brier has been a mirror image. Both teams narrowly won their first 2 games. Both teams needed an extra end to beat Newfoundland and Labrador. Both teams lost to Northwest Territories Yukon. Both teams with legitimate playoff aspirations haven't looked sharp. Now Glenn Howard and Brad Jacobs face each other for the bragging rights in Ontario. Draw 8 starts now. You know, considering the forecast of maybe 15 to 20 centimeters of snow, it's a good thing we're inside the Credit Union Center for Draw 8 on this Monday. But this afternoon, Brad Gushue from Newfoundland Labrador. Tough start for the gold medal winner from 2006. Had lost his first 3, but maybe he's getting it together because playing Nova Scotia here in the 4th, bangs it for 4 as he goes on to win his first and hand Nova Scotia and the rookie team from Halifax their second straight loss. Elsewhere, a bit of a odd game. British Columbia, Manitoba. BC wins their second in a row, 9-5. There were 7 total points stolen in the game. Elsewhere on the ice, here it was New Brunswick winning their second in a row. In Alberta, the champion from 2010 remains the only undefeated team. And that, of course, is Jamie Cooey from Calgary. And his brother is right there at 3-1 along with Ontario. And on through now, just one team remains winless, and that's Prince Edward Island. As on this Monday night, we say hello, Canada. Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier. Linda Russ alongside. We know these teams so well. I mean, you've got a former Canadian world champion in Glenn Howard, lost the Brier final the last 2 years. And then in Jacobs 2 years ago, he was a bronze medalist. Yet, despite their records, these teams are not really playing well.
Well, they're struggling, let's face it. They haven't been able to execute, and it shows up on the scoreboard. Normally, powerful teams with the hammer do so well. Glenn Howard in particular, an aggressive skip. And we see deuces so often with this team. But they have struggled, and look it, they haven't been able to win except by 1 point 3 times. Normally they dominate. Well, what does it come down to? That lack of play with the hammer. For Ontario, they've only been able to get 4 deuces in 4 games. Northern Ontario 3. Those percentages are unheard of for these 2 teams. For Glenn Howard, it's been trouble with ice and stones. His in-turn draw has really struggled, not consistent. And for Brad Jacobs, he waits too long, way too complicated. EJ Harnden normally gets them out of trouble with the hits. He's not doing it. They have to simplify.
All right, Russ, so you've got 2 experienced skips, really 2 experienced teams. How do they solve their problems?
Well, it's the way they have to bail out when they do get into trouble. They are struggling a little bit. They're not playing bad ends all the time, but when they do get into trouble, I think it's going to be interesting tonight to see the differences. Northern Ontario, who's normally a good hitting team, can throw it really hard. They're trying to bail out by drawing their way to trouble. The Ontario team's doing the exact opposite. They're using the skills of Wayne Madada to hit their way to trouble, and Wayne's managed to outcurl every vice he's played. That could be the key.
So on this Monday night, when there's been lots of questions, we only know one thing for sure. An Ontario team is going to win.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. And by Sponge Towels Paper Towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
Well, there are some interesting games on the ice, and on sheet A, Alberta against Saskatchewan. Now, Alberta, of course, has won 4 straight, but they've also have Pat Simmons, former Saskatchewan champion, playing at third, going against Saskatchewan, and Scott Manners, the rookie team. And Newfoundland Labrador has won their first, and among the leaders, of course, Jamie Cooey from Yellowknife. Elsewhere, BC and Quebec trying to get it going. BC has won 2 in a row, and our featured game is on sheet D. It is Ontario against Northern Ontario. Time to meet the teams now, brought to you by Ford. Drive one.
Hi, I'm Glenn Howard, skip of Team Ontario. Our lead is Craig Saville. Our second is Brent Lang. Our third is Wayne Madaw, and we curl out of the Coldwater and District Curling Club.
Hi, I'm Brad Jacobs, skip of Team Northern Ontario. Our lead is Scott Seabrook. Our second is Ryan Harnden. Our third is EJ Harnden, and we curl out of Sioux Curlers Association in Sault Ste. Marie.
Glenn Howard on the left will play the Redstones. You bet. Let's get it going. Ontario, Northern Ontario. Brad Jacobs from the Sioux Curlers Association will play yellow. They won the draw to the button, and so here in this first, Northern Ontario will have the hammer. They'll have the last rock. And making his way out, returning to the game after missing 2 games because of the flu, which is, oh no, starting to make its way around the Brier teams here. This is Craig Saville.
Hot. Well, it's too bad for Craig, because don't forget he was actually sick with the flu last year, actually the end of the Brier last year. He played through it, but it's tough to be out there when you're not feeling well. Nice to see him back.
Well, especially after what we saw, Russ, in red here, with so many players, even members of the media and people from the Canadian Curling Association sent to their hotel rooms. For Kerry Galusha from Yellowknife, I think missed 4 games.
And Kelly Scott's team had a lot of trouble too with a couple players, and then there were a couple injuries thrown in, and it was tough to ice a lineup there for a while with a couple of the teams.
Right here.
So what are you expecting here out of the, considering all their problems that they've had?
But one of the things I expect has happened with these 2 teams is they've had a chance to chat with their coaches. Both have very good coaches, and of course 5th players that are very experienced, and talk a little bit about what's gone wrong. Now, the interesting thing for us, we've said that Glenn Howard has struggled with the ice and stones. His draw percentage is so lopsided by turn, which is unusual for him. We have the benefit of being back-to-back games on the same sheet of ice, so we know, although they have scraped, some tendencies of this ice.
Yeah, no kidding, Linda. Who's going to figure that out first?
Lost the touch.
So for Ontario, well, I think they should set up and use the third Wayne Madaw. That's what Russ was talking about. For Glenn, use the shots that are working. If he has a chance to put up guards, go with what is comfortable, especially sides of the sheet. This sheet is different from side to side because of the fans on one side and the heat coming down. Much slower on that side, faster on the other. Find something that works for speed and curl and use it.
Yeah, it just came down hard.
Left.
No. Let's make that run back, eh?
Sure.
For Northern Ontario, I think the plan is simple, and that's keep it simple. They've had it much too complicated, waited too long to bail out. Brad Jacobs tried to blast with his rocks. By then, he needs to be setting up a score, not bailing out.
I think it's going to go.
Nice opportunity here right off the go here with Brent Lang trying to run this straight back. If he makes it perfect, there's 2 buried rocks.
Craig!
Yeah, hard.
Hard!
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
We were watching practice, and it did seem that the ice was a little slower again. Remember, we have 3 draws a day. The heat does build up, and it's hard for the ice makers to cool it down enough to get the surface the way they want it.
Leads a great shot there of the crowd. This is the sheet we covered this afternoon. There was much more curl on this particular shot that's being thrown by Northern Ontario, and slower. Rob Fowler was caught for the Manitoba team a couple times, heavy on the straight side, and on this particular spot they were actually quite a bit light a few times.
Ryan Harnden throwing the second stones. It wasn't up until the last moment that he decided was able to play. He also has been feeling a little ill, but he'll start the game at the second stone for Northern Ontario, who do have the last rock. And as we said earlier, as Lyndon Russ has mentioned, the ice has been a little tricky on this outside sheet closest to the boards as we say good evening to Kathy Gauthier.
Hi, Vic. Well, both skips very dejected almost when I talked to them before the game about the ice. They're really struggling. They find that it curls a lot in the warm-up, but when they get into the game, they're having to remember how many rocks go down each path. They find it different every time, and their confidence, both of them, is shattered. Brad Jacobs said that before this game where he finally won last rock, they never had it. They threw short guards and gave 2s and 3s up. As you said, Linda, he's taking a page out of your book. They want to keep it much more simple so that his shots are not as bad. He needs to get his mojo back.
I like that. 3/4 on Scott's side.
This side.
Oh, no, same weight.
Close to the same.
Close to the same.
A ton of ice.
But again, I'll come back to something that I've said to you before, and we said it in Red Deer, and I'll say to you here. When does the ice, or shouldn't the ice, if it's being used as an excuse, and I won't even suggest that, but when do you say enough's enough? You got to get a handle on this.
Well, first of all, it can't be an excuse because the other team you're playing against is on that same sheet at the same period of time. So somebody has to figure it out first. I can see the percentages being a little lower. A lot of events you'll see the percentage is incredibly high and incredibly low depending on the conditions. And the percentages, if you look across the board, are a shade lower than they normally are. But it's not that bad. It's just a little bit hard on the confidence pick, and I think at this level that's very important. You're team Northern Ontario, a young team here. You're playing one of the best teams in the world. If you don't think you can draw the forfeit, that's half the battle. We talked in the opening, Linda, about this is how Ontario deals with a problem. They do it with this guy right here, throwing the high hard one, bailing out with the hits.
Oh, and he stuffed it at the back, and he leaves it covered. Northern Ontario with last rock, sitting one, center line, back edge of the 4.
That was a tough one. You knew that there was the possibility of leaving something behind. 2 yellows are left in the rings.
Is it even possible?
The red one is partly covered.
I just don't want to jam it.
Yeah, Wayne was unlucky and lucky. He's left a couple yellows in the rings, but that red one's in a great spot because ideally
if we go around, you just
Brad would like to tap that out, but that's pretty dangerous.
just hate to jam it. Then he's coming around to lay 2. If anything,
I'd rather go around top 8. Be second shot. Well, yeah, okay.
I'm easy.
Yeah, I like that.
I think it is possible because we watched that big swing in that particular spot earlier in the day, but they wouldn't know that yet.
So they have agreed to play the come around first.
Pretty good weight. Yep.
Top 4.
Room.
T.
We can wait.
Top 4. T-line's room.
Room.
Don't want to.
Room. No.
At least. It's coming down.
No, don't have to.
We're talking top 8, as that's what they wanted.
Slight mistake again. Really deep.
Heavier than you guys thought it.
Ontario can choke it off in both directions here now, even if this is top 8, but you've got 2 raises and you can't guard both of them at the same time.
We were talking about with hammer how these teams have struggled. Well, Northern Ontario has last rock, and that could have been a little short. Yes, the red on the other side could have been driven in, but if yours is a little short, you've then got a stone you can move up. If this one is made, it's trouble for Northern Ontario.
Doesn't need us. Try and don't want to go still.
Yep.
Don't want to. Still there. Still there.
Go, yes.
Still there. Right to go.
Saville and Lang.
Go.
And the last little work will drag it to the pin.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking retarded.
About a quarter.
Looked like it was going a lot more than you think.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought I was across it.
Big shot here in this end. They're going to try to run the Red Ontario Rock and make the double. If you miss it, you can clear out 1 or 2 of your own and obviously leave another come-around opportunity for Ontario. Should curl in this spot.
Little stumble coming out of the blocks for E.J. Harnden. Brian on the run back, and he gets it.
Great throw.
That is the ability of this team to play the upweight. We said they should do it with second or third stones, and they do it with EJ and perfectly played. Still a pocket, and that's what Brad has to worry about now.
They're just sliding, EJ sliding a little deep on that come around, even though it's buried, it gives an out to Ontario.
And although those numbers overall are quite good, normally we see Glenn at the top, and normally, as I say, we don't see the discrepancy between turns that we see this year.
It's not often you see him as the number 5 skip of the 12.
Wait's real good. Whoa. It's all there.
Skip stones here in 1.
More line than mine. More line than mine. Clean it.
Still there. Still there. A little tiny bump.
Yes.
Little tiny bump.
Good shot, Glenny.
That's the way
Roll
Wayne was
over and
going.
sit on the corner.
It looked like it was going to overthrow. Good shot.
Here, less weight than mine.
Well, they're giving a shit for making it go. You got to see it coming in. It looks like it's going sideways. I don't want to overbear. I don't want to go too far.
Yeah, like
a missed shot rock.
Yeah,
right?
mine looked like it could have went past.
Oh, exactly. And it's the first end. You never know. It's just picking the pebble up, right?
Have to draw the other way too, right?
Yeah, we could.
It's good talk, but it is nervous chatter at the back when you hear about the pebble and worrying about the curl. And you definitely, we've seen this before. Once a rock is made, you don't want to lose it. So Glenn is absolutely right. There's no harm in keeping it a deep clean when it's looking like it's online.
Both Wayne and sorry, go ahead, Vic.
No, it's okay. We're just going over here, and thanks very much, Russ. We're going over to just check on a very important game, Kathy. This Alberta matchup, of course, playing Saskatchewan. And the fact that former Saskatchewan champion Pat Simmons is now throwing the third stone. But this is a big draw for Kevin Cooey right out of the gate.
Well, he's playing down to this stone. A great hit and roll on the last shot by Scott Manners. Nice touch.
For the single and a 1-0 lead. Thanks, Russ.
You're going to see Brad Jacobs a little more rotation than Wayne Madaw and Glenn Howard, and I think you'll find that this will slide farther and maybe not curl quite as much. They have to be careful not to overbrush this.
Hard! Come on! Hard!
I'm going to leave it short.
He's going to run the red.
Now, the one thing Glenn does have to worry about playing this team is the ability of the entire team, including the skip, to play up weight.
So then they got to give him this. They might give him that, though, Wayne. I guess that's not going anywhere.
Give him what? Oh, the...
No, the yellow.
The run.
No, chisel it in.
Oh, you can't see.
We got to get another one in there.
Glenn, that's not there, right? That didn't off?
No.
No? Okay.
So when you put a rock somewhere, probably going to play second shot as opposed to a guard with this kind of play.
What's that?
Curl.
Glenn wanting to bring this right in.
You like this? I think we got to get another one in there, don't we?
Can we just straight up guard?
Hey?
What if we guard
We
long
straight up
guard the
guard that
red?
double run?
But that's his shot, isn't it? His only shot?
Yeah.
This is fine. It's just a bit, well, more than a bit of a guess, I guess.
Well, so
We could lie too, though.
Yeah, let's make this.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I think I got to give it a little more, don't you guys?
No, I think the weight's
I
the
think
same
pretty
over here.
close.
Think so? Close, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't sweep that a pile. Same weight, I think, is close,
Yeah.
Glenn.
Ontario is sitting 1. Corner frozen. Back of the button. Final rock now for Glenn Howard.
Mine's good.
Northern Ontario does have the hammer.
Hey, weight's there.
Wait only. Whoa. Whoa.
Shouldn't curl here.
Mine's good.
It certainly did this
weight's
afternoon.
still there.
Right here. Yep. Line's
Real
real
good.
T-line.
Lang Sav will pick him up now.
T. Right to my broom. Right to my broom.
Don't leave it short.
Go. Hard.
Pistol.
Great shot.
Wow,
boy, Skipper. Nice toss.
For a Skip that was had trouble reading the pebble, he's learned his ABCs.
Oh, it's a guess right there.
And also the same result, in turn and out turn, and that's what Glenn had struggled with prior to this game. Perfect weight call.
Two beauties, and just at the right time. They could have given up a big end with a mistake there.
Tough nose.
Now a really tough double run back, and you might get that second one if you could hit the shot rock dead on with the yellow coming in. You might move the second one a little bit, but I think they'd be awfully happy to score here.
So in trouble, Northern Ontario.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Run it back, and he'll get rid of one. But a very well played end. Some nice draws being made by the back end, Madon, Howard. They'll steal one against the team from the Sioux. Well, one of the very nice surprise stories early in this Brier, Kathy, has been Jamie Cooey out of Yellowknife. It's his 6th Brier. His best was his first. Went 6-5 in Regina, and he's 3-1 coming in here.
Well, he made a great shot on his first one. Brad makes that great draw, trying to pick it off.
And look at that. Bang, moves it enough, and you can put 3 on the board. So the early lead for the team from Yellowknife against Brad Gouju and the team from St. John's. You know, it's funny to listen to him. Glenn Howard, Wayne Maddaw, all kinds of trouble. Got to read the pebble. Man, they read it perfectly.
You certainly did. We saw this sheet this afternoon. Big curl here. The two teams have played, BC and Manitoba, really struggled. Glenn made a good one with his first one. He made an even better one here. Threw a little extra weight way out wide. Once it got to the hog line, made a left-hand turn. Saville Lang perfect with the judgment in the exact right spot.
To sit 2 for the moment, and then the run back as he glued it right on the corner. Northern Ontario able to remove one of them. Steal of one. Ontario has the lead. The key shot is brought to you by Scotty's Facial Tissue. Stylish designs for any room. And in this room here, the Credit Union Center, 4 games on the ice. And once again in the second, Northern Ontario will have the last rock playing the Yellowstones.
2 fabulous stones by Glenn Howard. A very nice run back by Brad Jacobs just to give up a point. He has to be at least a little happy with the fact that he made some pretty good contact on that shot. It was a tough one. So they'll try and build that deuce, that very elusive deuce I was talking about. They have the corner guard up, an opening to get to shot stone, and there it goes.
Yeah, well, they were sweeping and he looked out there.
But going back to what you were suggesting as a game plan for Northern Ontario, you said simplify. Was that a simple end in your estimation?
Well, it wasn't bad, Vic, until there was a draw that came deep. And as soon as you leave a pocket, then you're going to be in trouble, because as simple as it was as far as number of rocks in play, you've left a pocket that it's really hard to blast a rock out of. So they can't let themselves get into that position. That's just straight execution. The rock was too deep.
Gotta go real hard.
Whoa.
Gotta hit it hard.
Hit it hard. We're gonna hit it. Hit it hard. Get it out.
The other game on the ice is British Columbia. Jim Cotter from the Vernon and Kelowna Curling Clubs against Quebec and Robert Desjardins from Chicoutimi. And Quebec, after winning their first, they've lost 3 in a row. They have an early lead. Cotter lost his first 2. He's won 2 straight, so he's on a bit of a roll.
This is tough for Ryan, not feeling well. And often what that translates into is a lack of feel. You just aren't really sure how hard you've kicked out.
Clean. Yep.
Just line.
They have one in there and are trying to come around the corner guard now.
Just line. Top 4.
Whoa. Sit. Sit.
Stop curling.
Look at that thing.
And they just can't believe it's going to move that far. Although some people do and have been saying that, as like we saw at the Scotties, Russ, the inside-out shots are going to move, and you got to believe that they will.
Yeah, it's a wee bit higher in the middle than, not that you're going to slip off of it when you're walking, but it's a wee bit high in the middle. And so that particular shot, once it goes around the corner guard, it's almost downhill. That slid farther and curled more than they expected.
Clean. That's fine. Not getting it out.
But this is a great opportunity, a chance to hit and roll, get some separation between the stones. Vic, this is that simple end. You have your own corner. You have an opposition rock you can roll behind. This is a perfect way to get your deuce.
Yep. Oh. Yep. 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 Oh. Yep.
All the way.
Hard. Hard.
On the way. Hard.
Straight up.
Hard. Little roll.
Those are so tough. The last thing you want to do is roll out. So you wait and you wait and you wait. Once you know you've got it, you sweep. It's too late, and it sets up a double.
I don't think you're going over the top.
Oh, I can't. All they got to do is move him or two.
Yeah.
How am I throwing again? 1-5?
Yeah, he's 2-7. Yep. What is it? It's thick?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hard. Right out of his hand. Wayne Middaugh picked up by Lang and Saville. And one, and he'll catch enough. And he'll actually hold the shooter on the back edge.
There's no chance.
So another bailout opportunity, a chance to get out of trouble with Wayne Middaugh.
The other players are going to have to be mindful of this building tonight with Saskatchewan on the ice. Of course, they're on the other side of the Credit Union Center is bound to be. Lots of extra noise.
Good weight.
Oh, it's all there.
Yep.
Great double by Wayne. He slid way tight. Couldn't get the landing gear down. That's when he's the most dangerous. He redirects them better than anybody I've ever seen, and made the double.
His rock did slide back a little bit, so there is still lots of room to get in behind cover and be shot stone.
Shot each.
So. Huh?
It'll go, but do you want to go there?
What do you like?
What do you think? You think I can chase it?
You could. I think it curls enough.
Okay.
He got by a mile.
Okay.
Yeah. Just Ryan's curled in here
Back
too.
in.
Oh, I got nose in the guard now.
Yeah, put it where you want it.
You got any more than that? I just Glenn. Just back here, right?
You want to get it out, don't you?
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks good.
If they're going to opt for a shot with Wayne, it is some sort of hit, a tap to hit weight.
Great.
Whoa.
Playing many more hits than draws this year.
Wait's great.
Hurry! Hard!
Whoa.
Wait's great.
Whoa.
I got it.
Sick,
I'm not that sick. He yelled. Well, Wayne yelled at me, the house is mine. I got to sweep those.
Probably a rule.
Great shot, Wayner.
Good job, Wayne.
So Greg Saville has got
nice.
his health and his humor back.
First ball.
That one was going to go out fairly easily, so the skipper took it. That was a nice little hit and roll because now, yes, a freeze is available, but Glenn Howard would much rather see them play a freeze than bury behind that guard.
Clean.
That's line.
Freeze. Freeze it.
Yeah,
Go.
Hard line.
Go that spot.
Hard.
Go.
Line's good.
You got it. Go. Go, Scotty.
Go.
Go.
Ryan Harden,
Go.
Scott Seabrook, and down on the face.
Try and get it out.
Very nicely done. They're calling for Scott. It's not that they're not saying that Ryan can brush. He can, but he's just not feeling well, and so they're trying to get Scott to do the bulk of the brushing, and they got that pretty close.
Definitely can get it out.
What do you think? You think it goes above it?
It's either that or I nose it.
Because they want to hit it that way. They don't want it to go on the red line.
It's close. Yeah, it depends on,
If it hits it, we're toast, though. He goes around for two.
It goes almost straight across, doesn't it?
What do you
What do you think? Depends where you hit. No, it'll just
Over the top. Okay.
What do you like?
I think it goes across the top. They're worried about the angle here. When this yellow one comes across this way, what's it going to hit? And it's somewhere in that area, or it's somewhere in that area. That depends on how thick Glenn hits it, how much it jumps off that red one. But we talked about the freeze being a lost art. That was a good one, but this can be made.
Kathy, Newfoundland and Labradors and Brad Gouju have fallen behind early here, and Northwest Territories Yukon are sitting 1. Can he get to this and tap it back for a possible deuce?
He can, but it's a tricky shot. It was a wide open deuce setup for Newfoundland Labrador this whole end, but that yellow shot stone just hit and rolled from the 4-foot there by Jamie Cooey. It's a tough shot, but it's there.
Oh, did he move it far enough? And now will it sit in time? Oh, the shooter just goes too far, but he did get a single. So Newfoundland, Labrador, and Gouju are on the board.
I think it's going to be pretty straight. Okay.
Actually had to sweep blends a little bit, get a little bit thinner. It would have hit less of that frozen red one and moved it across.
How far? It's got to roll in full 12.
A little bit of a roll and a chance to sit too.
About a foot or so. Okay.
Well, this spot was very straight. We watched the BC struggle with this spot a little bit.
Inside out very swingy and outside in very straight. And so the challenge is to actually roll in this spot.
Control. No. Maybe a hair down control. No. Come on.
Any roll?
Yep. Go.
Just as we predicted, even with that quiet weight, it will not come up.
Yeah, that was well thrown. He might have sounded like he's a fraction wide, but it just will not curl there. That's what we talked about. It is a little bit tricky, a little bit, maybe not tricky, is not the right word, but it's not identical everywhere, and that can fool you if you're not thinking. Unfortunately for Northern Ontario, you have to miss one before you know what it does.
That's where his broom is, right? So I'm just looking at the screen, seeing where exactly we want it.
Well, dead buried. If not, like, I think dead buried right around, no?
Dead buried on the tee line, though, because if it's high, you might be able to chip it. Like, where are we trying to be perfect?
Right on the tee?
I think so.
Okay. Speed's the same.
Pretty good here, right?
Yeah.
Same as a draw?
Yeah. It's forward a bit, maybe. That's not heavy.
Wait for line.
Guys.
Wait for line.
There.
Line's good.
It's not heavy, is it?
Oh, it's good. It's not heavy, but it's good.
Listen to the chatter between the two rushers. Brent and Craig talk the whole way down.
Hey, whoa, then. Whoa, close.
Right back to those back ones.
Right to it almost.
Whoa.
It's back there.
Right to it.
No.
Sit in there.
That's good.
That's fine. Throw. Lost the tan a little bit at the end.
I think it's okay.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, he's got nothing.
A little comment about rotation again. We said that about Glenn's shots. Occasionally he's losing those draws, not because the speed is incorrect, but because the rotation is lacking. And at the end, it's almost just going sideways.
How do you know?
Yeah, that's the worst part. You go
But
middle,
it's into the little
right in
pocket,
middle 8 foot, it's 15 feet
so it
square.
works.
If that handle ever went the other way, it would have been a pretty simple double for 3. You have to be so careful.
The other turn coming wide, you couldn't get to those 2 and double them out, eh?
Oh, I don't think so, Vic.
Okay.
I don't think so. You could do a draw away, but you need some speed to pounce both those rocks out of there.
Final Stone looking for his first point. Brad Jacobs out of Sault Ste. Marie.
There's zero reason to sweep it for line.
No back.
Yeah, we don't want to touch it.
Just needs to curl.
Sit down.
Curl. Sit.
Curl, and it does. Boy, it is some nervous times out there. Northern Ontario is on the board. Let's continue with our updates, and we'll go to Alberta, Saskatchewan, Kathy, after Alberta with Last Rock scored 1 in the first. And so here he is, Scott Manners, the rookie team out of Battleford.
Well, he's given them lots to cheer about tonight. He made a great shot on his first, but Kevin Cooey calmly came down and played the draw. That's the shot stone that Scott Manners is trying to draw to. The challenge is whether it will curl enough to get shot.
Just wait. It's got to bust in.
It's got a bust, and you can see how much of the white he needs to get. Moved it, they measured, and it was a steal of 1 for Alberta. They're up 2-0 on Saskatchewan. Here on this Monday night as we wrap up day 3 of round robin play. Round robin goes right through until Thursday evening. The Credit Union Center here in Saskatoon. So Northern Ontario do pick up a single. We're tied at 1, and here in the third, Ontario, Glenn Howard from the Coldwater District Curling Club, Coldwater, Ontario, will have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Redstones.
That's it. Not that long. Hack.
Well, there's a great example of the kind of strategy we suggested that Northern Ontario should play. Just got the single because Brad did make a mistake on his first, but the simple strategy means he's not in too much trouble. Was able to get the single point, and instead of playing angle freezes this end already, Northern Ontario taps out the rock that was in the rings. So yes, the center guard went up, but they pulled it back as soon as the come around was made by Ontario.
It's not thick. You're going to have to go on that one.
It's not thick. I don't think it's getting it out.
Oh, it's staying? As far as it goes. We're sticking. Go. Okay.
Yeah, the shooter does stay, but not for shot rock. The Northern Ontario stone back 12 at around 8 o'clock. Shot rock.
Could simply hit the open one, but he knows what Ontario will do if he does that. With the advantage of hammer, will duck right around that center guard and apply some pressure. So why not do it yourself? You're already shot rock.
Still pretty good.
Try to go top 4 dead buried here.
Can't over curl.
What?
Can't over curl.
Gotta go.
Gotta lay 2. Whoa. Sit.
Wait, the curl's good over here.
Hack?
Yeah.
Hack?
Sure.
See Brad saying don't sweep it too far. They were caught. They wanted to sit 2, but by brushing it, it curled that much more. And he was saying don't let it over curl. And this allows Team Ontario to throw a soft weight tap and roll towards the other yellow, start grouping them, and have a chance to make a double later.
Hack. Right on. Weight's good.
Yep. Hard. Gotta go.
Gotta sneak it by that center guard. No.
Come on.
Gonna get a little lucky.
Ooh, that works.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
That's that Spotland, isn't it? We've seen that outturn fool so many shots in the afternoon game. It's
almost like hitting that.
People say, well, why can't they figure it out? Well, they have to throw a couple there and miss a couple before you can you catch on. We've had the advantage of watching for 2.5 hours.
Just off nose.
Like it on the inside of the hair.
You could tell they were happy with it. It was whoa, lots of room, and all of a sudden it took off.
I'm easy.
It's still late 2.
The other thing, though,
Yeah. Which way you want to come?
if it was a hockey game or a football game,
You want this turn?
there would be an advanced scout that would look at the team that you're going to play or the conditions or whatever it happens to be. Now, they may not have watched the game.
No.
They may not have watched the seat. But is it maybe incumbent upon a team to have a look at the ice of the game that you're going to play? You follow what I'm saying?
Well, it should be not the team, because you play a game and then you watch a game and it's almost the same. You get just as tired watching. But they have 2 other people here. They have a 5th player and a coach, and I would send one of them out to scout the ice the game before I played. You're right.
Glenn used to do that all the time, but at his age now, like, he needs an afternoon nap. So he would have slept right through that game.
I just think it's something that would have been a natural.
Well, for sure, it's an advantage. And you do hear teams say, yeah, I caught that on the telecast. Or you have your coach sitting here during that game.
I mean, we do see 5th players. We saw Blake McDonald the other day go and chart stones. We've seen they do that in advance. Seemed a natural.
Valid point.
Attack!
Still just have the 2 rocks in the 12-foot. Exchanged stones at the front, and this is an attempt to hit it back.
Yep.
As we drop in, Kathy, on BC and Quebec, with Quebec leading 1-0. They scored that with the last rock. They blanked the second, and BC is sitting 1. Possibility for BC and Cotter to get 2?
For sure, and this is the same shot that Jim played. Actually, it was a little bit more buried on his first. Robert Desjardins tried to roll behind, wasn't able to, rolled out a little bit, so it's wide open from the hack for Jim Cotter for 2.
Has to watch for that jam, and he avoids that, rolls it to the center line, and there they are, 2 for BC, trying to win 3 in a row.
Hard guys, gotta go. Okay.
Huh?
I think he started out pretty good.
Well, that was an attempt to use Wayne to get out of trouble because the guard's a little long, and it's apparent that if you get in behind it, a tap may be possible. So they were trying to roll over and make the double. But that rollout now gives Brad a chance.
It's definitely not heavy.
Yep, a little bit.
It's pretty good. Gotta go.
E.J. Harnden as we play third stone here in the third of a 1-1 tie.
Come on.
You got a beauty.
Let's go, Scotty.
Come on, Ryan.
Keep her going.
Top
Come
4.
on, boys.
Let's
Keep
go.
going. Keep going. Keep finishing it.
Let's go, Scotty.
Go.
Go.
Okay, good sweep.
Great sweep, and Ryan under the weather too. Just one end to end, coast to coast on that one, and that looked like it didn't have a chance to make the rings.
They're very powerful brushers.
Heavy board. Whoa. Heavy board. Whoa.
Well, Newfoundland and Labrador and Brad Gushu got a single in the second after Jamie Cooey got 3 in the first with the last rock. And boy, oh boy, he may be getting 3 more here if he can get around and tap that stone back far enough.
Well, and he was very fortunate, Brad Gushu was. On his final shot, he was trying to play the out turn through the hole. He hung out, Vic, and he rubbed and redirected behind.
Oh, this is a huge scrub now by Robert Borden and Brad Choroskowski. Tom Nogler calling the line, trying to get it by that stone. No, there's the crash and the roll. And it'll be a steal of 1 for Newfoundland and Labrador. Just pinch it a little.
On our sheet, Wayne Madaga a little fortunate. He's trying to throw a soft waiter and get to the nose. Pitched it a little wide, and they called the audible halfway down. Played the thin double and stuck it.
Those are tough to make if you're trying to make them, but it was a great line call once they knew it wasn't going to work.
Yeah, he makes it a little perfect spot for them.
The 7.
He's trying to nose it?
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of teams just play the hit and roll here. It's not wrong, but when you do roll, you're obviously well behind the tee line. If you roll dead buried back 4, Northern Ontario freezes, you cannot blank the end, and you might not score.
Whoa. Heavy normal. Whoa. Off. Okay, you're good.
Yeah.
Shot. Thanks. I better see what he does here.
Same weight.
Gushu action here, eh?
Flash.
Huh? Hey.
Brad didn't come down the ice. He's in the hack. It's been interesting because he looks a little out of sorts. We said that about both skips and the way they've struggled. He just stayed down at the hack end and let EJ put the broom down.
He's outside.
Keep it clean.
And we've seen a couple of stones pick. He bangs it right on the nose.
Yeah, they don't look happy, do they, Northern Ontario?
No, it's hard to come back in events like this if you let yourself get down. And I think this afternoon we saw one of the best examples of a person who was struggling and turned it completely around, and that was Jim Cotter of BC. Missed his first 4, turned it around, and they don't have a great record, but you never know how this week is going to go. You don't want to give up at all.
And he finally made one. He put his hands in the air like he'd won the Stanley Cup. Just great attitude.
It was.
Whoa, whoa, oh, off!
Chance for a blank.
Final stone. Got the corner. Oh, no.
Hard, Wayne.
Go, Wayne.
Hard, Wayne. It's
Whoa,
spinning.
whoa, whoa,
Go. Go.
And
Keep going. It's spinning.
just, if it spins back, now they may want to put the stick to it just to make sure.
It's out.
Just to make
I don't think he's
sure.
gonna let me kick it though, but it's out.
Well, we'll measure it.
Aha.
This one's out.
You're never quite sure the rings are true.
Oh, do they have Game Boys? You kidding me?
Well, let's see.
You really want to measure that?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to them. You really want to measure. What happened here?
Oh, he's here now.
May as well test the rings.
Oh, he's here now.
A little wide, little out, just tracked on them, and they were really fortunate to make that goal.
And now watch this spin back, as it so often does. It had spin back enough. So the umpire is out. You want to really measure?
Woo.
Oh, goodness. Look at that. Look at that. It's not there.
So the rings are. What's that? No, those rings are right on. Oh. Well, maybe it's.
It's not there. By that much. Gee. All the while,
It was out by 2 inches.
Brad Jacobs still hasn't gone down.
Get down there and throw this like RP.
Think you're a hot shot? Well, log on to FordHotShots.curling.ca. And if you're on target, you could win a lease on a brand new Ford Focus S. Here in Saskatoon, every Brier participant had the chance as well by taking part in the Ford Hot Shots final, coming down to a Battle of Ontario. Easy, fellas. Wayne Madaw stuffing Craig Saville. And then in the end, it was experience over youth as Madaw stuffed him on the ice to become the Ford Hot Shots champion. His prize, a 2-year lease on this beautiful Ford Focus Titanium. Log on to FordHotShots.curling.ca and give it your best shot. And just like Wayne Madaw, you could drive away in a brand new Ford. Back just in time to see Saskatchewan and Scott Manners throw it away. Nothing he could do, Kathy, and so Saskatchewan picks up 1.
It's an interesting end. Both skips threw it through. Kevin Cooey did that first. They spent a lot of time looking at it. Both skips deciding they couldn't make it better, could make it a lot worse.
So Saskatchewan and the rookie team skipped by Scott Manners from Battleford on the board and trailing 2-1 to Kevin Cooey, trying to make it 5 straight wins as they go to the 4th. Welcome back on this Monday night. A bit of a snowy Monday night here in Saskatoon. We're tied at 1 after the blank, and just by that much it was a blank. Ontario will once again have the last rock. They have the Hammer playing the Redstones.
Well, you just saw that little tap and roll, center guard, corner guard. The come around actually was played from our left as we were looking at it, and it over curled and stuck out a tiny bit the other way. That's why Ontario was allowed to hit and roll behind their own corner. So now a tap.
Hard!
And we know this curls.
Straight up.
It was nearly impossible to roll out on the inside. Just shave the guard.
Corner, I guess.
What do you guys think?
I think the corner.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think so.
This building is alive tonight. You're going to have to be very loud or signal with the communication. There's the wave, there's noise.
Top 8, boys.
Brent Lang.
Room.
Pretty good. Weight only. Weight's good.
Tons of room right now. Should curl.
Pretty good. Line's good.
It'll go.
Line's getting good.
Over curl.
Just top 8.
Over curl. Over curl. Over curl.
Over curl.
Whoa. Higher the better. Higher the better. Over curl.
Whoa.
Boy, and over curl indeed as it peeks out the other side.
Yeah, both as you get over towards the wall on both turns, that inside out really finishes hard. It's in a good spot though, really. I don't know whether you could get that on the out turn side being straighter. This is dangerous, starting to play around the corner guard without the hammer. Could run back that red one. Allow Ontario to sit 2 if you miss it and start trying to bail out with doubles.
Gotta go.
Run it back, peel it off.
Hard. 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 Hard.
Oh, they're able to drag it by. Now can they hold the line? And not quite.
It's a waste of energy.
What's that?
Just a waste of energy.
Yeah, I can go around center. I don't mind that.
Maybe
There
we
you
go
go,
here
here
now.
now.
Oh, yeah? Well, like, he's got it pretty easy to get the 1.
Yeah.
What do you like?
I think so.
Where's the same exact throw go?
Same speed.
Think so?
Yeah, we'll just have to probably sweep it a bit.
So same weight.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as fast.
Yeah, I agree.
Not heavy.
Room. Room.
That should be fine. I don't think you're far off, though. Weight looks there.
Line's good.
Line's great.
Easy over curl.
Full 8.
Want to go.
Line's great.
Just full 8. Just full 8.
Might over curl, if anything. Line's real good right now.
It's pretty high, so I don't
Okay,
feel
line's real good.
Great shot.
That's good. That's good.
Attaboy.
Yep.
The key's the speed. Most teams put that on the tee line or behind. That's what went wrong with Northern Ontario. They were sitting 3 at one point, went behind the tee line, and ended up losing a point.
Yeah, you can make that.
Perfect throw with the weight.
But also, again, Linda, we sometimes beat these things to death, is that he gave it to the brushers. It wasn't there by itself. They had to work a little bit, but he gave it a chance.
Yeah, it was a great team shot. And also the ice reading. We've talked about the ice. That was perfectly read so that it didn't overcurl, and now a run back is required.
We watched the 2 teams this afternoon struggle with that spot, so the Team Ontario has already figured it out.
EJ Harnden as we play third stones.
Sorry, Vic, this is your bailout shot. This is the guy you want.
Go.
Cut.
Wanted to leave it there, stuff it.
Really? You don't get screwed.
The center line guard will stay there now. Another chance
24, eh, Langer?
for Ontario to come around.
I heard Wayne say 24. They're timing from hog line, which is right there, to tee line. 24 seconds it takes to get that far.
Room.
Line's good. Line's
Dan was
tight.
telling me in practice it was 21.
Yep.
So that's what makes it tough
Gotta
also.
go.
It takes a little while to
Gotta
break
go.
the pebble
Gotta go
off.
hard. You gotta go real 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 hard, boys. You gotta go. You gotta go hard. You gotta go
Boys
hard.
really
You gotta go
just
hard.
diving at it. No, not this time.
Did I throw it? I didn't. Oh, well. Whatever. It's light.
BC and Quebec, Kathy, after BC got 2 and 3 to take the lead, and BC is sitting 3 all around the edge of the 8-foot.
And they were on the first shot for Abad, and what he did was hit and rolled out, and so Jim Cotter placed a great stone right on the center line. That forces the draw out in the wings. Needs to get full 8-foot, Vic.
Steve Villeneuve on the left, Stephen Monroe on the right, and they just backed right off.
Until you said that.
And here they go. And what's that, Kathy?
That's a nice shot.
Thank you. T2.
So you got your break if you're Northern Ontario with that stone for Ontario coming up short, and the decision is to try and draw around their own guard.
Just for weight.
Top 4.
Top button. Just for weight.
T-line.
T-line's good.
Top 4.
Top button.
Top button, not behind.
Yep. Come on.
So now they'll bring their front end into
Right here.
play, and
Right here.
Scott Seabrook and Ryan Harnden.
Go, 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 go.
And much better as they drag it to the top of the 4-foot.
Great brushing on that one, and 2 nice shots by EJ. Brad Jacobs is out of sorts. I said it earlier. He's made some comments that he's a little upset. He's got to control that emotion, that anger, and get in that hack and make some shots.
I got to give you 5 feet more, eh?
Yeah, speed
it's no quicker over here?
I don't think so. Okay.
Ontario has second shot, and they have a red one out front that can be run in.
More weight.
So first they'll try and get a rock in a good spot.
It's close. Got to curl a ton. Looks heavy.
Got to curl miles heavy.
And you can hear the front end.
Real heavy.
Say it is, in fact, a little hot, a little heavy.
Whoa, it's 5.
Well, I think they made a little mistake here, Vic. They told Wayne it was the same speed here, and it can't be. It's a little straighter spot.
And he'll slide back edge of the 8.
See what the discussion is there. I think Wayne was tricked into that one by the front end, to be honest.
And that's always going that over there. You could ever put it anywhere to the 3/4 on this side. Right here, right?
Yeah. The other thing is leave some separation.
I don't think you need to, though.
No, I know. If we're half, he could probably run that, make it double. But it might go back onto this.
I think it's all just going over there, too. It's going over there, too.
Okay, so we want to weld it? Weld it as much to nose as possible?
I think so. Otherwise, like you said, you kind of go here.
I'd love to get...
Me too. Me too.
They definitely want to play the come around. That's the key, and they want to bury it. But the discussion is where to put it. If you put it frozen, it might allow a raise for Glenn later to actually sit 2 with a double here, or maybe actually 3. So they've got to be careful where they put this. So one suggestion is leave a bit of space, and that makes that raise double even tougher.
Kathy, Newfoundland Labrador sitting 2 after the steal of single point in the 3rd. Double here for Jamie Cooey of Yellowknife to maybe get a couple?
Well, that's the plan for sure. Brad Gushu made the hit on his final stone, didn't roll it far enough. That creates the possibility of the double.
3 and 1 coming in for Jamie Cooey. Got 1, got 2. There they are. Put 2 on the board. Brad Jacobs, well by the guard, trying to drag it in for second shot.
Beauty sweep.
Oh, that's great brushing.
That really is. They've worked hard in this end, too. Almost everyone's been coast to coast.
And when you consider Ryan Harnden right there in the hat and glasses, not feeling well coming in.
This is impressive, the way they're leaning on that brush, all the pressure down, dragging it so much further, getting it by that guard in for second shot. They really made that shot.
Hand it to this team. They train so hard year round. Just look at them. Unbelievable shape. And I'm not sure that too many other front ends would have made that one.
If we do this run back, he just draws.
Get rid of 2 yellow.
Yeah.
Problem is I got to leave my shooter there.
Yeah, to make it, you do. And if you want to get rid of 1 and leave your shooter.
Glenn, if you like the red one, let's do that.
Let's run the red one.
I think so, too. It's going to go...
Glenn hits it exactly. That's perfect angle. A red right towards us. He hits the yellow that was just thrown by Brad Jacobs, and there is a double. And if he hits it properly, it sticks it. He can actually sit 3 here.
7.
That's why the conversation of leaving some separation made it a little tougher. This is still possible.
Back, get 1, and he'll get the top stone. Shot rock still belongs to Northern Ontario.
Close.
Try.
Shot. Good sweeping.
Either the same shot or come down.
That curl.
Good. Yeah. But I waited like last time.
I know. A lot of the one. Remember the one
made a good effort at it. Over curled, got the 1. So now another decision for Brad.
Maybe more importantly, left the shooter out front that he can do it again.
Shot for 2, 3. right? I mean, if you could make this, okay, but.
If we weld it on there and he runs it, won't it go over and jam on his red and straight back too?
Yeah, it might, absolutely.
Yeah, right
you put
there.
It here, you mean?
If you put it
but
here.
But if you don't ride, we could give up 2 or 3. Yeah, no, absolutely.
If it's the safe play is to draw to the back one, give them a chance for 1, but still not give them a big chance for a bundle.
Well, just
what do you like?
I don't mind throwing the same thing. You can get, like, just cross the face of that almost, freeze to it.
Sorry?
Can you cross the face of that a little bit and freeze to it?
This?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you could.
We would want to be...
You want to be right on the nose.
Unless you play this.
Well, no. No, well, no.
Let him draw the...
We might as
well go to the back if we're going to do that.
I mean, I don't mind this.
I'm just thinking, why don't we play this? Say we're a little heavy, we'll tell you early, go back here. Because honestly, if you play it here, that's just coming jamming.
Yeah.
If you weld it perfect.
Yeah, and you got to remember the back too.
So
yeah.
It should be for 1.
Okay, so you like this thing, guys? I'm fine with that.
Whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to go back there for the
call.
Well,
it's a team decision because
I like this.
We want to leave them a possibility of getting 3.
Whatever you like.
I still like that.
Say mine.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, but listening as much as I do to you, Linda, talking about the psychology of the game, he's coming around a little bit, Brad. There's every once in a while you go, oh, geez, what are you talking about? But they're trying to bring him back. His fellow teammates are saying, what would you like to play? What are you? And then he said, it's a team decision. Okay. You know, they're trying to bring him. They sense that their skipper is not in this right now.
Sure they do. They're massaging him. It's great. It's great to see the support. They're taking the slightly riskier route. Yeah, there's lots of places this can go, and it's perfect. But there's a couple places it can go, and it leaves the same shot for Glenn, 4-3.
To the back, I think.
This could be plan B here. This looks heavier.
Yep.
They don't want to tick the shot rock.
Yep.
Go then.
Hard.
Hard.
No.
Hard.
They're going to go back, try to miss it. They do hit little rub, little rolls, sit for 2 at the moment. Is that all bad, Russ?
No, it's not. He's mad that they didn't make the decision halfway down, but it was. You got to look in the mirror. He was the guy that threw it that heavy, and they made a decision. Is it going to die and be where they wanted, or could they have swept it by? And they didn't quite make the right decision. But you know what? There's no 3-ender for Glenn Howard now, so it's not all bad. Yes, it gives him a fairly simple shot for 1, but
looks like a lot.
That was the plan at the start of the end.
Yeah,
this hack's probably good.
Are you tightening?
That's the perspective you have to have. Neither team's been able to get many deuces. If you can hold Glenn off the scoreboard as far as deuces go, you're a long way to winning this game.
The final stone right now. It is Northern Ontario sitting 2.
Clean it. Whoa. Wait, nice. Whoa. Clean.
Lang Saville just with a dust.
Whoa. 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 Gotta curl. Gotta clean it. Clean it.
Down to the nose and sit there, you bet, for a single point.
Uno.
Uno it is. Gonna run this back. There they go.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hard.
And our 4th day of round-robin coverage comes your way Tuesday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It will be Kevin Cooey against Brad Gushue, as Cooey is on the ice tonight trying to make it 5 straight wins here in Saskatoon, and Kathy playing Saskatchewan and Scott Manners. And at the moment it is that stone at the back edge that belongs to Saskatchewan, and sitting 1.
Well, he is, and that shot put there by Kevin Cooey on his first one on a double attempt. Great shot by Scott Manners, trying to run this stone back.
And in they go, and look at this when they settle. Alberta and Cooey will pick up 2 more, 4-1 after 4.
What a great shot that was. The crowd is dead quiet, though.
Takes the crowd right out of it, doesn't it? Ontario get their single for a 2-1 lead over Northern Ontario, and it is the team from Sault Ste. Marie that will have the last rock. They have the hammer here in 5 playing the Yellowstones.
Stay close to this one.
Well, the Ontario team were holding their breath a little bit on that one. Rock in, corner guard, and that was to be a center guard. It looked like it might just slide in, and that would mean it could be hit, but stop short.
Yep. Line for now.
Okay, room.
Slide.
Room.
Perfect
Freeze
spot,
it.
and the one in the rings is
Good
also
line.
great.
Let it
Just
curl
top
if you
4,
can.
right where
Good
you want
line.
it.
Freeze it.
We know this spot will
Line's
finish
good.
hard. They might be able to get around and get to the corner of that Ontario rock. Look at that.
In there? I think so. Pull across, yeah.
In a 2-2 tie, BC and Quebec, 1-2-3, all around the edges of the 12, Quebec. So this is a draw for 1 for BC skip Jim Cotter.
Just nothing got going this end for BC. It was Quebec lying 4 on Jim's first. He tried to play a hit and roll. He left a little bit exposed, and that stone picked out by Quebec, and that's why there's 3, and it's why he's drawing against those 3.
Can't hurt it, I don't think.
Cotter lost his first 2 games, has put together back-to-back wins, while Quebec won their opener against Manitoba and have dropped 3 in a row. 3-2, BC leads.
Try to run the guard, but try to catch the red one.
Hard.
Well, why don't we just hit and roll?
Yeah. Let's try to catch the back one, right?
Yeah. Brad.
You might get all these.
Okay.
I like it. I like
I
it.
don't mind hitting and rolling for another corner. Making a double.
Great point by the front end here. You could just hit this and A, get the back one, or B, just roll over for a corner guard. If you want to hang around, you might want a hair less weight than this. Yow.
Well, I think especially when a player is not feeling well, you have to be careful about your shot selection. We've already seen him have to play some demanding shots. He's actually playing pretty well. The percentage is fine. But that up-weight shot to this point has not worked for Ryan. He has struggled with that one for sure. And I think when you're looking down at that person in the hack, you have to take that into consideration and maybe play one that has more options.
Well, you're trying to create some offense. You need rocks and play, and the yellow one that rolled to the boards there would have been a nice corner guard.
Brent Lang.
Whoa, whoa.
He and
Where are we?
Craig Saville, the front end, playing in their 8th Brier.
Weight's good.
Yep.
Weight's real good.
Yep. Hard. Gotta go hard. Gotta go real hard. Gotta go real hard, guys. You gotta go real hard. You gotta go real hard. Go, 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 go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Man.
Freeze, freeze, freeze.
A little rub, a little roll off.
Mint weight. Same line as his last one, actually.
I was thinking maybe throw a little harder and try to roll behind her corner.
I think it's good, right?
I think this saves the yellow.
Yeah.
Normal. Little up.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Not bad.
That worked out really well. It was a complete miss, and to be honest, you want to double those off. Overthrew it again just a little bit, but now not easy to remove that top yellow for sure. That's the only one that'll disappear.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Of course, we're with you right through until Sunday in the championship final of this year's Tim Hortons Brier, and we'll have a championship special, a preview for you, 7:30 Eastern Time. We'll preview the 2 teams that will play for this year's Canadian Men's Curling Championship, and we'll look back at this wonderful week here in Saskatoon.
Bye-bye.
You get a mistake, you want to make the best of the opportunity. So EJ and Brad are trying to figure out how they can. It is Northern Ontario sitting 1. They're trying to figure out if they can hit second shot and roll somewhere where they won't leave a double or a triple.
I like going around the corner guard, Linda. That's why they threw it, and it keeps some separation. And that top double is really tough. You group them together, you're asking for trouble.
Kind of like that.
Pardon me?
You're going to leave him a double, but
no matter what. The only other shot I was thinking about is splitting it. Like splitting to here.
Splitting it, yeah.
How much time do we have? Or we could throw it hard. Just leaves in this, I guess.
This isn't bad, though, right?
Yeah, but chances are I'm just going to put it here. I mean, we got to be so aggressive.
Yeah, you really got to.
And then I hit and roll out, hands over.
Yeah.
What if you just tap it?
Well, that's the other thing I
sit right on the nose here.
Yeah, what if you just tap it right into here?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good shot. Tap it and lay 2.
I got to tap it nose and almost just chop this and go here.
Yeah, get to 3 quarters.
Newfoundland Labrador against Northwest Territories Yukon, and
I don't even think you really need to be.
1 red here, 4-foot tee line, so a draw for 2 here for Brad Gushu.
And one of the few times this game that he's actually had an opportunity to get an extra point, he has been, and his team has been in trouble for much of this game. A great chance to bring it within 1.
Curling.
Remember now, Brad Gushu and this team from the Ballyhaley and St. John's got off to a terrible start. They lost their first 3. They picked up their first win earlier today. Oh, and it will, just in time for 2. They'll go to the break.
Scary.
And you heard him say, that's maybe the word of the week for many curlers about the ice right now. Scary.
I'm a little surprised at this, Linda. I'd love to go around that corner guard, and it's a tough double for Ontario to start with.
Easy.
You can deal with that red one later. I think this could end up being a blank end, or at least certainly the 3-ender will be very difficult.
Needs to move.
T-line. Back 4.
Back 4,
really
back
good.
8.
No, it's really good.
Needs to move.
Curl. Perfect.
That's not bad.
Works.
That's. It was good.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, I think. I wanted to give you less, too. I wanted to give you less.
Best shot, but if you miss it,
That's pretty tight to the guard.
I don't think that's probably sticking over here.
Well, even if I know it, I get rid of 2 of them, right?
You sure that's going to go?
Oh, yeah. It might take our red, but...
Oh, I don't care. Well, get rid of 2 yellow.
Can you hit and roll in that middle one?
I think I can get rid of all 3 of them.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the problem. See, there's a chance if Wayne hits this thin enough, they could all go.
I don't think that's going anywhere.
This can go easy.
Okay, if that goes easy, then that's a good shot.
It can, yeah.
Is that 2 you think's going to go?
No, it's not going.
No, this one
And
that
this one.
Oh. Like to nut this, you have to just tick it.
Yeah.
Wayne comes down here and hits this one thin enough. This one should go off the red and back up that way. The second yellow will definitely take out this one, and what the concern is they don't know whether they can get the second yellow to slide over here far enough. Wayne can throw it hard enough. Just hitting it in the exact right spot. There's a good chance he can get rid of 2 here.
Wayne Madaz, we play here in 5.
Gotta go! Gotta go! Gotta go!
Thinking he can make him go.
Jesus Christ.
Well, he won't be happy with that one. Russ, you said earlier he's not sliding the way he can.
He's not getting out of the broom with the out turn. He's going left with everything.
6 inches narrow?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
There's the confirmation from Glenn.
Okay. My thought process, oh, it doesn't matter. I know better. I was thinking like half a rock high. And I thought
think just a hair just off.
Sometimes you're so interested in making the shot. It looks like a juicy little double.
No.
But they didn't think so.
No. Just, anyway.
And then you let it fly, and you realize you're
Like those two
offline.
shows. Actually, the first one, I loved it in my hand.
Can you get inside on the out turn there?
You could. It's tough. It's barely there.
Really tough. You could freeze there, but then we have the run on our own.
I think they'll be running as red.
Yeah, so same or hair less? Got to be.
I think it's the same
Now
speed.
they've decided to run the corner.
No, but I mean,
Got
same
away
as
with
last.
one there, I think. I really do. They made a nice tap and got it some pretty good angles, but Wayne certainly could have removed 2. Chance to sit 3.
We just wait with perfect.
No, this will finish hard.
T-line.
Pretty good weight.
T-line.
How's line? We can wait till the end.
T-line.
T-line. Make sure it's T.
Behind the T isn't bad.
Yep, go.
Behind the T isn't bad.
Okay, easy. Easy.
Yeah, we're there.
T-line.
Stay with it. Yep. Go.
Good.
And just behind the tee is where it goes, edge of the 8-foot.
There's multiple rocks in the rings like this. You want to line up the 2 that they did at the back of the tee line here. And if Glenn can't do something with the top one, then there's no double on the back 2.
That's a shot, Wayne.
Okay, so 3/4.
Yep. 3/4 high. Yep.
Raise double. It's there.
Go 3/4.
Okay.
Yeah. 7.
Just on the broom side on Wayne, where Wayne is just a little off center. That'll direct that yellow towards the back yellow.
Clean. Yep.
Glenn Howard and his first. Wayne Madaw calling line. Brent Lang, Craig Saville
Hard.
on the brush. Oh, and they'll drive it by. Looking for the run back double. Miss. Right now, it's Northern Ontario is sitting just the 1.
Wow.
If we could. Well, yeah. Roll it right.
I don't think you want to do that because then he'll probably
Freeze.
So
That freeze
nose,
is real tough.
Nose to here, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Should be pretty nice. Control.
Okay.
I think it'll do
Talked
anything
about rolling
crazy.
buried behind the red one, but that might free up the back rock. If Glenn decided to freeze there, you might ruin your whole end. So they're just going to try to hit it dead on.
Your way.
There
Ryan?
will be a double for Ontario, but probably a chance to score 2, Linda, that way.
And that's the key thing. We talk about these 2 teams and the struggles they've had in scoring. They've been pretty good, both of them, at forcing singles, but you have to think that a deuce in this game is going to be huge.
Control. Yep. Go.
No firm.
No.
No then.
No. Cut big time.
A mile.
Cut big time.
And now the roll. And it will just spin back again and hold on.
Wow.
We still
There
ain't
they
three.
are.
I don't know. Looks like it.
Perfect shots to freeze.
I think I like it.
Here.
Funny, to my mind, Russ, Brad Jacobs didn't throw a lot of weight at that.
He must have. You're right, Vic. And we think that's a swinger spot. Wayne and Glenn's overcurl. Well, Wayne's overcurl for sure. I think that might have been self-inflicted. But I love the weight he threw. Must have been a hair wide. This kind of forces Glenn's hand. There's really no doubles, so he's going to try the freeze. And we talked.
As we look in on Alberta, Saskatchewan, and a chance for a blank here for Scott Manners.
For sure it is. On Kevin Cooey's last one was trying to stick around so that wouldn't be possible, but he rolled out, and so if he can get what he can see, it will all go away.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
Off. Right off. Off.
Cut.
And out the back, and so they'll go to the break. Alberta leads 4-1. Meanwhile, last on the way from Glenn Howard.
This is a great chance to take an end away, but it's a nervous chance because it has to be perfect.
Line's good if it's perfect.
Yeah.
Line's
Speed
good.
looks good.
Lock in. Yep. Keep the line. Wait there. Wait there. Whoa.
Trying to hold the line. And it looks like they are. The shot rock.
Beauty. Good shot.
That's really good.
Guys. Good eye.
For now, I'll say thank you. Great shot.
Oh, man alive. Right down the hard spot, too.
Great throw.
Thanks.
Well, here's Wayne Madaw saying, I'll say thank you now because of the 2 misses from Madaw. Howard, the skipper, has picked him up.
Oh, the same. You say the same thing in the first end, and they should have given up 3 here, really. And Brad just hits and stays there. Glenn's got to play the double. I don't think Brad can do much with this other than play a heavy draw and tick it sideways. It's too dangerous to play the red raise.
Never know. If we just nick it,
running that red.
we might get it. Let's do that. That's the same as Glenn.
So we're going to just try and touch it and sit 2.
So the theory being, so basically the identical shot Glenn threw with maybe a foot more weight or 2 or a little bit more brushing. You have to score here. You can't be throwing a lot of weight at this to try to, you miss completely. But if you just throw back 4 weight and ticked about a quarter of this, it's potentially a deuce.
No. Doesn't help.
How you doing so far? Other than you and Sav making a few.
So final stone right now, it's Ontario. Sitting 1. Final rock from Brad Jacobs. Sault Ste. Marie.
Straight draw.
Brian Harden on the left. Scott Seabrook on the right. Trying to just touch it over. Just touch it over. Just touch it over. Just touch it over, and they may have.
Said it hit a little harder, I think.
1 for sure.
If it's that close, you're going to have to measure it. You might as well get the stick. Yeah. Unless you're going to only take 1. Unless you're only going to take 1.
No, we'll measure.
No. Get the sense that Wayne Madaw is a bit of a gambler, right? He's always out there. You want it? Yeah. Come on now. Let's.
It was a good attempt because you said it, Russ. You don't want to give up a point. It has to be there for shot rock.
Beautiful weight.
Pretty close.
That's pretty close. I think, it's, again, considering what we talked about with Brad Jacobs and how he was coming in, I think he's come back a long way here.
Yes.
He has great attitude in this end.
Yep.
They've had some very nice shots in this end as well.
So from the Northern Ontario stone, that's the yellow rock. We'll watch where it goes. Just past the 2nd mark. Oh, no doubt. That's the shot. Yep. That's the 2nd shot stone, so it's 1 for Northern Ontario to tie it going to the break.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group. Proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
It was an Ontario steal to get things going, and then they traded singles, sandwiching a blank in the 3rd. So it's a 2-2 tie, Ontario, Northern Ontario, and Glenn Howard's with Kathy.
Glenn, in the beginning of the game, you talked about the struggles with your confidence. You make 2 great ones off the hop and 1 here. How's your confidence now?
Good. Actually, my confidence is pretty good. It's just you got to be keep an eye on the ice. Ice is a little bit patchy, and when it's patchy, your draw weight's a little bit off, and your draw weight's a little off, then your confidence goes. And I felt really good all week. It's just you really got to keep an eye on where the rocks have been. If you get outside the path, you're going to pay. And good news is, fortunately, we've picked the right spot so far this game.
Now, your son played great for you when he came in, but what does having Craig Saville do to your team tonight?
First of all, it was awesome having Scott play. That was a proud moment for Papa, I'll tell you. But, bringing Craig back is obviously great. I'm just so happy he's feeling better. He's one of the best leads on the planet, and he's proven it tonight. I don't think he's missed so far.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kath.
2-2 on the scoreboard as Craig Saville, missing 2 games because of illness, is back tonight. And what do the numbers tell you?
Well, I think we can see that both teams have solved their problems. Glenn Howard definitely has his draw weight back, and a few mistakes early by Brad Jacobs. That's the steal, but he is playing the better plan, kept it simple, had the best chance for the multiple score in that last end. Just couldn't quite eke it out.
The numbers after 5 brought to you by Tim Hortons. It's time for Tim's. Northern Ontario and Ontario. That's our featured game here on a Monday night. It's the one game at every Brier where you can be sure which province is going to win. When Ontario meets Northern Ontario, you can be sure that someone from Ontario is going to win the game, which brings up an interesting question. Why exactly is there a Northern Ontario? Well, the answer is as old as the Brier itself. Back in the 1920s, the only way to get to Toronto from northwestern Ontario was by train, and that could take days. So to make it fair for teams from that area to compete in the playdowns, Northern Ontario was given a spot, and it remains to this day. Historically, as you might expect, the head-to-head matchup has been dominated by Southern Ontario. And you have to go way back to 1985 to find the last Brier champion from Northern Ontario, when Thunder Bay's Al Hackner won his 2nd championship thanks to one of the most famous shots in curling history. With Glenn Howard's team dominating the southern part and Brad Jacobs doing the same up north, Ontario has 2 very real chances to win the Brier. So who knows, maybe a North versus South final could happen for the very first time. And if it does, there's a pretty good chance the Brier tanker would be headed to Ontario. And in this North-South battle, nothing decided so far. We're even at 2 as we welcome you back on this Monday night to the Credit Union Center here in Saskatoon and our coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier.
Yeah.
Northern Ontario getting that single in 5 means that Ontario and Glenn Howard will have the last rock here in 6 playing the Red Stones.
Well, last end it was Northern Ontario getting the breaks, getting the chances because Ontario had some misses. Fantastic draw by Glenn Howard took that away. So this end, it's Glenn putting up the corner. Northern Ontario trying to stay in the center. And here we go with the freezes one more time.
Yep. Hard. You gotta go hard. You gotta go hard. You gotta go real hard. You gotta go hard. You gotta go hard. Hard. Right. No, that a boy.
The leads are playing very well. These stones have been positioned so nicely. Both of them in the 90s.
Before the game, they asked Craig how he felt. He said 90%. Well, that was his that was his prediction, I guess. He's up to 91 now.
Pretty close.
No, just for weight. Just for line for now. Gotta curl.
Yeah, we can wait too.
Have to wait.
Ontario dodged a big bullet there. Glenn puts that in the wrong spot. It's a 4-ender.
Mine's okay.
At the end.
Northern Ontario's applied quite a bit of pressure to Ontario.
No.
Okay.
Want freeze low weight? I'm letting the whiz call what he wants down there. I don't deserve an opinion just yet. Haven't earned it back yet.
I like that. You're a smart man.
Brent Lang. So as you might imagine, Glenn Howard is in his 14th Brier. Wayne Middaugh in his 8th. Brent Lang is in his 8th Brier. Craig Saville is in his 8th Brier. So you look at total games played. Well, few teams have the experience of the Ontario team. Now, when you look at Saville and Lang, you see the 2-game difference? That's because Craig was ill for 2 games here in Saskatoon. And, of course, Glenn is now up at 174.
Good weight.
Wait, little tight.
That run back just misses.
Hard.
So Northern Ontario will put one back.
Really tight.
Line's good. Clean it.
Line's okay. Whoa, whoa.
Clean
Almost
it.
tight.
Yep. Hard.
Whoa.
Smart to let it overcurl a bit. Obviously hitting that yellow one doesn't help Ontario.
Whatever you want. It's a lot easier to go low now.
Yeah, I can get low.
I could.
And then when it comes to all-time games played, look at this.
Least this
Glenn
much.
Howard now at 174, tied with you, Russ. And so when Glenn plays Saskatchewan Tuesday afternoon, he will become the all-time leader in games played at the Tim Hortons Brier.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And this team's committed for the Olympic run, and 7 years in a row of Ontario, you'd have to expect to get back one or two more times. Should hit 200.
That's amazing. We talk about the importance of experience. I'm not sure we really thought about 174 games. Once you've been back a couple of times to a Brier, maybe played 22, then you're in that experience category. You can deal with the ice and the environment, but that's amazing.
He's pretty good.
Whoa.
Back ring.
Whoa.
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 Weight's good.
Weight's real good.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Off.
Whoa.
Gotta be off.
Whoa.
Right off.
Yep. Yeah.
Sit, Red. Good. That's not bad. Lost a little, eh?
Oh, it's gone. Just went crazy.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
I like that.
Well, Kathy, you know what? When you talk about Jamie Cooey and all the things that the team from Yellowknife has to overcome year after year for playing way up north, you don't give them much credit. But who knows? This team right now is on a roll.
They are. They're making a ton of shots, making it really tough for their opponents. And unfortunately for Brad Gushu, not playing particularly well tonight. This is a draw for 3 for the team from the north.
Look at that. To go up now, 8-4. Could it be Cooey in the final? Still many games to play, but you certainly have to give credit to the team from Northwest Territories, Yukon, and Yellowknife, skipped by Jamie Cooey.
Not too bad. It's pretty good, I think. Pretty good.
So look at this. Alberta's on the ice. That's Kevin Cooey. And he's leading. There is his brother right below him at 3-1, and he's leading Ontario. And then, of course, Newfoundland and Labrador. This would be a crushing loss. Because always we talk for Newfoundland and Labrador, I'm speaking of, pardon me. 7-4. That's the magic number you always try to get to.
Yeah, get into this. Do you want to hit
round
into this
robin.
So this year, it's ooey cooeys. It doesn't quite work. You have to add plural to both of those words.
Wow.
What's that? You could also run this into their side 4. Run it into, sorry? You could run it into the one side 4. No, we want that one.
Oh, we do? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see your shot then.
Well, you had E.J. Harnden play the little tap.
Clip it. I might get a couple of
It
those.
is shot rock belonging to Northern Ontario. And then third and fourth shot. Here comes the run back.
Watch this two reds on the left-hand side. Wayne can hit this thin enough.
Hard.
Trying to hold the line now. Lang, Saville, thin. Oh, and he's going to spill it in.
With Hammer, that's huge. It's another red one that could go on the scoreboard.
Oh, that's good.
I think it's good. Another red one in can't hurt us.
No.
So you hit the top one, eh? Not top on the roll.
Joel.
Forces Brad Jacobs to deal with it.
The attempt is to hit the red one that is top 12 and roll towards center.
This could really curl here. I'm not sure what weight they're throwing, but you can't baby this spot.
Control up.
Oh, no. Nope.
Well, Alberta continues to lead 4-1 over Saskatchewan, Kathy. They blanked the 5th. And so this is the final stone now for Scott Manners.
Playing against 3, Kevin Cooey made a great cross-house double on his final stone to lie 3. And there's your one.
For Saskatchewan and the team from Battleford.
Good. I think that one knows. What if I make it? Oh, I don't want to move it. I was going to say make it over here.
What if you make it all the way over here?
Well, then you don't make it. Then you just,
no, I know. Do you need to?
Yeah, I think we should. I'd like to get rid of it. Sit 3 reds is pretty good.
Oh, here's a 2.
Having 3 reds in play is good.
And updating you on British Columbia and Quebec. They blanked 6, they blanked 7, which, Linda, isn't a surprise when it comes to BC.
No, blanks and steals have been the equation for BC, although it is, in this case, Quebec doing the blanking.
Oh, that's tough.
He just knows it to sit 3, maybe. It's jamming. Yeah.
Can you roll this way at all? Not much, eh?
You could with firm. I could with firm.
That's true.
Then if you're over here, it's not really a double anymore.
Yeah.
I'd prefer that than
firm.
I think so. I don't like the roll. Yeah.
Peel.
Try and do that.
Yeah.
Make it.
Make sure. We gotta ours is going to go a bit.
Just hope it lines up if there's double jams.
The key's hanging around here. This one flies for sure. This one's long gone. They saved the red, but you want to hang around somewhere with your red.
Make sure we stick around there, Wayne.
Okay.
There's the comment from the front end when you're throwing this big weight. And I'm not sure why it has to be all that big in this case, because dead on, you could make it with hack.
Whoa. Yep. Yeah.
Hard. Gotta go.
Stay with it, Brent.
Go. Whoa.
Okay. Almost great. Pretty good. Almost unreal if that's a half rock.
Yeah. Still not bad, though, isn't it?
Can you make this?
Maybe.
Even with control weight.
With 3 reds in the house, you know that they're looking at the way that they could line up a double, Brad and EJ.
Hit the back of that? Well,
It might, but I don't think I want to throw it hard, though, anyway.
yeah, I know, yeah.
Just make this and roll. We'll still be shot. Nose hit is...
Not terrible, is it?
No. It just can't be there.
So we want to roll in here.
Yeah, wow. Even if you...
Yeah, okay,
Make
and make
this
that
double.
double. Outturn? Outturn will come off a little lower, eh?
Yeah.
I like that call, Leach.
Was it like half?
Pretty close, yeah. And we're probably going to tick the back of that one. Control. Try and make the double, and then, yeah, exactly.
They're trying to decide if you made the back double where the yellow would go. Would the yellow come off the top red that Wayne Madad just threw? And I don't think it will. It'll slide right through that little opening. And so that they're just going to try to nestle that in there. I thought they'd take a look at the front double, play the top one really thin. This could set up a yellow double for Glenn.
That's control. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Really got curl.
Curl hard.
Wow. Got a little lucky on that back double.
It's another outturn that's tracked on him. Big rotation, a little bit of an outward motion. Didn't throw it very heavy, to be honest, but wow, got lucky.
Just a little touch on that back one to get the 2 of them out of there.
Weren't far off.
Need to be the 8-foot, right?
Give me a 2.
With the
Yeah,
yellow
8
ones
foot.
rolling so far, it's not difficult for Glenn to
It's the
find a
same
way
shot
to
I
keep
threw the,
separation on his 2 rocks now.
Anything our rock, this rock will be higher.
good, guys. I think it's pretty good.
I think you gotta go down.
I think it's pretty good.
Right here.
Man.
Whoa, whoa, really easy curl. Whoa.
Awfully
Used
close
to curl.
together.
Really close.
Used to curl.
Watch the
right,
handle.
Right there.
No.
Handle stopped turning.
Great shot, Glennie.
Boy,
Pistol.
Beauty.
He's had 4 or 5 of those in the last 2 or 3 games. And,
Nothing at the end.
Perfect.
When it's an open draw, that
pretty
is
good.
the house is open and it has a lot of room to move. It's okay. Somehow last end he was able to make a little better rotation because it had to be perfect. But they are dead even.
You might be able to hit the other one first, but you'd run it right back on that yellow to jump it across. So this is the safer one, and try to roll into the 4-foot area, make the next shot tougher.
Whoa.
So a chance here for Ontario to pick up a couple. And a first opportunity to possibly see a 2 on the board in a game that has seen nothing but singles.
Can we go to ours?
Yeah.
What did you say before? Ontario only had 4 2s.
That's right.
So far.
Exact same as perfect.
This end was sort of one of those that crept up on Northern Ontario. Some nice angles by Ontario, a collection in the 4-foot, and then one miss hit. And Glenn has the chance for that deuce.
Not heavy. Should be good.
Keep it straight early.
I think it's there.
Mine's good. You're going to be over here.
Always with a head up, always with a little look. Lang and Saville. There they go.
Just hard clean.
Very nicely done, Skipper.
And that's why they are 2 of the best.
Boy, Glenn.
2 on the board.
Good eye, guys.
Ontario has the lead.
Good in, boys.
We're back just in time for final rock for Brad Gouchou out of St. John's, Newfoundland. Kathy.
Double for 4.
All on its own against the Northwest Territories, Yukon. Oh, and he just doesn't catch it properly. And that yellow stone at the back, that is the shot stone. And a yellow stone for the team from Yellowknife. And a 9-4 lead. What the heck is that on the... That's a 2. We have a 2 on the board.
I didn't recognize it.
Oh, 4-2. Just haven't seen many from these 2 teams. So Ontario scores only their 5th deuce. Northern Ontario's only had 3
Try to keep the line.
deuces so far in the round robin. But it's big for Ontario to take the lead. And here in the 7th, it is Northern Ontario and the team from the Sioux Curlers Association that does have the last rock playing the Yellowstones.
This is where it gets tough for Northern Ontario. The Ontario's found the mojo again. 92% for Craig Saville. 2 rocks in the exact right spot, and it's so tough to generate when you have to worry about those 2 later in the end.
It's just for weight.
Good weight, Brad. Good line. Close. Yep. Just line.
Yep.
Just line.
Yep.
Whoa. Just line.
It's going to be fully out the other side.
More teams are doing this now, Linda, aren't they? A lot of going around.
Just a little tight.
Whoops, that's going to slow down.
Sit down.
Oh.
Well, that's the strange thing about it. I thought it looked fast. And the conversation was, you heard Brad call them on, presumably for line. All they kept saying was that it didn't need it for weight. That doesn't tell you a lot. That's very heavy. So they should not have been brushing. They should have been telling the skip where that was going to land. But back to your point, yes, they call that come around first.
Yeah, I like the call. Didn't like the result.
Clean. Roller.
Want to try pushing stuff back?
Might as well.
They say tap it back.
I kind of like that. Move them around.
Even if we tap the one and stay on the nose, isn't bad.
Still a better response from Brad. We said that early he seemed quite upset. You could be upset when somebody throws it through, but good response to that. And he's just trying to generate something using the 2 rocks in the rings now, playing the tap.
Whoa, whoa. Yep, hard. Hard. Straight up. Okay. Not bad.
Double. Yeah.
For someone who's wasn't feeling well coming in, Brian Harnden has managed to tough it out so far.
Think out.
He's doing an incredible job. First of all, his numbers are good, but the brushing when you're not feeling well, he's still giving so much pressure on that brush.
Tired just looking at him. Both teams have stepped it up from earlier. Ontario was beatable big time all 4 games, and Northern Ontario's lost 2. So well played game by both sides.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay.
Okay.
Let's move that back about a foot. Try to make them the same distance from the tee line. Set up a little wall. You can move that one back, set up a bigger wall.
So you're tapping it really far away from the rock.
Well, that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one, personally.
Back 4.
Same weight, really.
Pretty good weight.
Clean. Yeah. Mine's okay.
Yep. Whoa.
Whoa.
Back 4. Weight.
Yep. 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 Hard. Really hard. Real hard.
Looks like it's going down. It's going to hit. I don't think so. Should go through there, no?
Alberta trying to make it 5 straight wins and has the lead and has a chance here for a couple of more. And Kevin Cooey with his last, Kathy.
Well, he does. And Scott Manners frustrated for the first time that I've seen him at the Brier banging his broom after his last shot. He had a relatively short run back on his own to double the 2 Alberta stones out. Overthrew it a little bit, only got 1. And that's why this is a draw for 2.
Hangs around back edge of the 4, and it's a 6-2 lead.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
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 Beauty.
Boy. Great shot.
That's a great throw by Wayne. He's been left on 2 or 3 deliveries, and that was right up the stick.
On sheet C, the shot stone is that one right on the pin, surrounded by red, but it is Quebec, and Robert Desjardins that does have the last rock.
Well, the first stone, that is the shot rock. It's what he played, that freeze. Jim Cotter tried to freeze right on top to take away the draw for 2, but his over curled, and so there still is enough 4 foot to get to.
T-line, boys! T-line,
Almost has to play right to the corner of it. Get right to the corner of it. Right to the corner of it, and it looks like they'll take that one away. We'll get a better look too, and it looks like it just, well, from this distance, it's tough. I think it may be just one, but they're going to measure. Okay, we'll let you know as soon as we do.
Come on.
Well, give credit to Northern Ontario to be inventive after losing the corner guard, because that yellow one slipped through earlier in this end. So they were using rocks in the rings. You never know what can happen, and there's the mistake.
Missed the easy one, Northern Ontario, and the easy come around to the back. You see it out of the rings, but made that tough one using a rock in the rings as a guard, and it paid off. Only bad news is that one's pretty deep, so you've either got to go really deep or really high to stop a double opportunity here.
I think it's there.
Okay, well then don't get on it.
Mine's good.
Pretty good
Let
weight.
it curl if you can.
Right back here.
Let it curl though if you can.
Mine's good.
Easy, Scotty.
Remember, this
Stay
inside
with
out
that.
shot
No,
really glides.
Just
Easy,
stay with
easy,
no.
easy, easy,
No.
easy, easy.
You don't want to throw it there yourself.
Okay, nice weight.
For me, nice weight.
And just hangs on at the back.
Man, they're just not figuring that out at all.
Why are they even on it?
It's a tough one to. Yeah. Good try.
Oh, yeah.
Roll over. 7. It might go, but I love to hang around.
Okay.
Can he jump this across and make the double?
Yeah, and he said it might go. I think it will for sure. He's got to throw it pretty hard, but veteran move. He said, I'd rather hang around than miss it low. If you miss it low, you're not going to get another chance. They're going to split the rings. So if he rolls a little bit, then he might have a better chance with his next one.
Glenn Howard and his first. One. Rolling it over. And not quite.
So that's a great shot, though, because now what does Northern Ontario do?
Thanks.
They have to be very careful where they stick this, or there will be an easier double.
Good throw.
Thanks.
They're dead center and a curl.
This curls. Yeah.
They did measure, and it was 1 for Quebec. And a 3-3 tie now with BC.
Freeze?
Huh? Yeah.
Speed's good here, right?
Speed's good. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, right to the back.
I think a good call, Linda. We just talked about you roll somewhere and you're giving up a very makeable double. So you freeze this in there. There's a chance that Glenn will just hit the open one and concede the two if you make this good. You don't want to cross it a bit. You'll still set up a double.
It didn't look like a lot of ice.
No.
Now he does throw a lot of rotation, and we've seen him be a little full on these.
Come on, you got to go.
We don't got to go.
I'm going to keep it on the high side. You can't overturn.
Yes. Whoa.
Yeah, you wanted that on the other side. Now that's just a great shot. Fabulous speed. Curled a little too far, but if that rock is maybe a little bit on this side, Glenn can't afford to play the double. Now that it's here, there definitely is an opportunity to clear this one. So if Wayne thinks you've already made the top one, you made sure you've hit it, he'll sweep it to try to hit it thin enough to get the two. Make sure on the first one you don't want to breeze it right by.
Final stone, Ontario. And Howard got one. There they go.
Nice shot.
Thanks, guys.
And all set up by being smart enough to hang around on the first one.
I can't hear anything.
Good throw.
Just a little ice reading problem really by Brad. We said it was Glenn coming into this game that felt a little uncomfortable with the curl, with the stones, but Brad didn't take enough ice on that draw, and that's costly.
Couple little mistakes by Northern Ontario. They played well, and no, careful here. He's going to try to blank this, and he hits this a little too thick. It could go right across the top. It's about a quarter to a half.
Final rock then from Northern Ontario and Brad Jacobs here in 7. And it's going to back up. Now it needs to spin one more, and there it goes. Blank in 7. Ontario continues to lead. An update for you, and it has not gone well for the team from Newfoundland and Labrador as they play Northwest Territories, Yukon, and Jamie Cooey. Brad Gouju here is what, facing a couple more, Kathy?
Well, he is, and he's attempting a really difficult shot, Vic. He made a really good one on his first. He buried around a guard, but Jamie Cooey came down on top of him. He's trying to hit his stone, or rather the shot stone, sideways enough to move the frozen stone off for the deuce. Really tough.
Hard! Gotta go! Hard! Hard, guys! Go, 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 go!
And now spin it away and roll it far enough. Did he make it? Oh, goodness. It looks like he may have. That was a great curling shot.
That's a great throw.
Easy.
They say two.
Yeah, wow. What a brilliant throw for the 2006 gold medal winner. Hasn't had much to smile. Yeah, 2 it is. Yeah, he hasn't had much to smile about, but he's within 3. Here on a Monday night, we have it all covered for you. The Tim Hortons Brier from Saskatoon, the blank in 7th. Northern Ontario once again will have the last rock in 8 playing the Yellowstones.
Staggered, eh, those two?
Pardon me?
Those 2 rocks are pretty staggered.
Well, there's no
eh?
question that Glenn Howard has been the difference in this game. The freeze in 5 obviously stands out. That would have been maybe 3 for Northern Ontario. But even last end, 2 lovely shots by Glenn and gets the team out of trouble.
Yeah, I think back to the first. Jacobs was sitting 3 with hammer and ended up losing a point.
Glenn 2 freezes that end.
Okay, weight's good.
They're still in this thing. Sink one here, get a mistake, get your deuce in 8, a force in 9.
Okay, line's good.
Another deuce in 10. The classic 2-1-2.
Real good. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Where they can't slow that shot down, can they?
Straight peel.
Good enough, though. It forces Ontario with a 2-point lead. They can't risk going after that.
Clean. Clean. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Well, a brand new MLS season kicks off on TSN Saturday, 6 Eastern, Vancouver. The Whitecaps will be home to the Montreal Impact, making their MLS debut.
Halfway. Line's good.
A little tight.
Tight. Clean.
Clean it.
Oh. Sit.
Good down,
Sit.
baby. Oh, you give it backward, too.
It's wide open this time. Guard too deep. Too much time to curl.
Back one.
Hack.
Whoa.
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 Weight's
Whoa.
good.
Clean.
Whoa.
Right off. Whoa, whoa, clean. Whoa, 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 yep, go. Wow.
Oh, nice little roll.
There's warps in there.
Yeah, girls there, right?
That or your tap. I like
Don't mind tapping.
Tap these. Just tap them all back.
Yeah. 3/4 response.
Back 8, back 12.
It was a very nice shot to keep the shooter in play. Otherwise, there'd be more options for Northern Ontario. Now they're looking to tap the ones that are in the 4 foot.
Back 4, back 8.
Not a goal. Not a goal.
Yep. Hard. 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 Straight up. Hard. Straight up hard. Hard. Straight up hard. Okay, Ryan, not bad.
Right in the nose.
Yep.
Just over curled a shade, and it would have been tough to remove.
That tap has been a very difficult shot over the last few days, and even today, because it's coming off as far as speed goes, it curls at that last moment. And in this case, went a little too far past the rock.
Wayne Maddow.
That's good. Oh, boy, that was close.
Okay. Great shot.
We'll get rid of some of the backing.
Sometimes when you throw it hard enough, you get the little bounces, and that one bounced the right way for Wayne.
What's wrong with going around the guard? Hey? What's wrong with going around the guard?
Any thinner, it goes by and jams on that back red. Just got a piece of the shot rock going away.
I guess that's fine.
It's your first rock.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like that.
I'm still lining up the shot, deciding whether they'll play the come around or play the tap again on those red stones. Interesting story about E.J. Harnden. Think back 2 years ago. This Northern Ontario team was near the top of the standings, made the playoffs, ended up third. E.J. Harnden, as a third, was ranked number 2, just behind the great Richard Hart from Ontario, playing with Glenn Howard.
Just a hair.
But at that point, he went to a camp just after that and had thought about his delivery. We talk about things that are wrong with deliveries, and EJ felt that there was a few things about his delivery that weren't great. Remember, this was the number 2 third at the Brier. Many people would say, don't fool with what's going well. But you have to give him credit, because at that point he decided to make some changes. Here he's going to play the come around on the corner guard. And we'll see how that one works out. He is a great player. So he goes to the camp, and the instructor suggests that he's coming out a little crooked. So we're going to have a look at what he was like 2 years ago at the Brier. That's on the left. And you'll see when he comes out, left foot goes over a little bit, the hips swing around, and he's a little crooked, throwing off the right shoulder. So they say to him, we're going to straighten out that foot and try and straighten out those hips. So we'll have a look at that with his next shot. Come around is made quite nicely to the back of the 8-foot.
This has to slow down.
Holy cow, Wayner.
Wow.
Goodness.
So now on the right is Current. This is this year. So he spent a lot of time getting that foot to come out straight. There's still a little tendency for the swing in the hip, but that is a lot straighter. And this is to develop and be better in the future. Yes, he was great. He wants to be even better, and I give him full credit for working on that delivery.
Northern Ontario's called a timeout. Each team given 2 90-second timeouts.
The will to want to get better, that's just amazing for a young team like that.
Like me?
Make the double now?
I think so, too.
I think if we go here,
he's going to
then
freeze.
he puts on here and he's out the end.
He's on the end.
I like that. That's a really thin double for him.
Yeah, we got to hope
he won't play the double. He'll play the hit and roll.
Hit and roll. He's playing a hit and roll.
Yeah. I think you got
Which, if he plays a hit and roll, he's behind the tee. Come down.
Sure.
We get the play over there. Maybe we'll get 2. Nose hit.
Yeah.
Pretty straight here.
Yeah.
How much weight? Normal?
Sure.
Hit that, eh? No. It's too late, eh?
tight for time.
Tom Coulterman is the longtime coach for Brad Jacobs.
And one comment out of that 1 minute timeout is they don't have a lot of time left.
No, they don't. It's been a very interesting game.
Can't hit this dead on. You might just slice that back one into the back 8-foot area. You have to hit it a hair high side to make it.
Normal?
Yep.
No!
With weight, this is the straight spot.
Come on. Set!
And they are not going to keep the shooter.
I think the throw was fine. I think they just did not believe that spot
That's
in
right.
the ice.
That's exactly it. And again, we've watched it a little more than they have, but I I really find that in a lot of cases the skip might have it figured out, but it doesn't get relayed, or the front end just sees the broom tight, throws more weight or something.
Yeah, I think
all four players have to read the ice. You watch this front end for Team Ontario. The front end can read the ice. They'll actually say, we can hold it here, Glenn, or this will go here. It's so important to understand those spots. That's a massive mistake.
I think that's close. Real good. Not light, I don't think. Line's good.
It's heavy.
Okay, perfect. Line's good. It's good.
Skip Stones here in the 8th.
Yep.
And as is become the custom on the evening draws, right about this time, the doors open somewhere.
We're back to it.
And the building is being cooled off as best they can.
Well, this is a familiar pattern, a miss by Wayne and the perfect shot by Glenn.
He bailed him out earlier.
I got to at least make sure I call the line right.
You're good for you, Wayne.
What's normal?
That's quick. Slow down. I didn't get the broom down. You're coming out. Take your time.
But still, I was thinking the same thing, normal, but I don't.
It's as quick as it's been. It's actually the most consistent it's been all week.
There's the
But I'm
answer.
thinking normal's like 4 and a bit.
Yeah, well,
Maybe
4.5.
Yeah.
But listen to that
They
voice
said the
of
same
Glenn
thing. They
Howard.
said 4.5, but they said if you throw
It's
5,
a
you got no
totally
chance.
different voice, a totally different look than we've seen in the last few games. He was shaking his head. He wasn't sure. There he says it's consistent, and he really knows what it's going to do.
The fear's gone.
And in fact, he said that to Kathy earlier, right? Even in the interview, he said, "I'm getting it back. I'm feeling confident. I've found my spots."
Just line. Do it.
Well done.
No, got it, curl. Finish hard.
Just a little heavy and a little bounce.
So the confidence is back for Glenn Howard, and it's reflected in the numbers.
Well, look at that draw percentage. That was his inconsistency, reading the ice, having trouble with rotation. 100% on draws for Glenn Howard. Brad Jacobs, his go-to shot is usually the hit. That's the one that he's had trouble with in this game.
The player numbers are brought to you by Capital
I got to
One.
hold it, don't I?
Yeah.
What's in your wallet?
Same as yours. Now, yours come up hard, but that's a mover, right?
I wouldn't expect quite that much. Go off what you just saw on your draw.
Brad has had some control in this
put it where you
game.
want
If
it,
it wasn't for Glenn,
What are you throwing? Just out?
I think the score would look quite different on that board.
Oh, for sure. There's the front end saying this, mine curled a lot, but it was my cutter. So go by your last one, Glenn. Good feedback.
Yep.
Real nice.
Yeah, go.
Wait,
Go.
Boy, right out of his hand, huh? They
go.
calling on Brent Lang and Craig Saville.
Clean it.
Through.
Yeah. Hard.
Bigger scrub now
Whoa.
to the nose and avoiding the jam. Interesting how some good brushing always can just hold that rock a little bit. You pound it early, stop the bite, and then you just nurse it in.
Yeah, we see that probably most prevalently from the Martin team, Kevin Martin's team. They almost take less ice than what's needed to try not to overthrow it and then brush it back to that spot with the great brushing. And Glenn laid that down speed-wise also.
So this is draw against 2 back of the 8-foot. Looking for a single here, Northern Ontario and Brad Jacobs.
T-line.
Go for it.
And there it is. Northern Ontario. Jacobs will pick up the single. They get within 1. Time now for the M&M Meat Shop's Final End Challenge. Right after the game, go to finalend.ca, enter the secret word for a chance to win a trip for 2 to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championship in Sochi, Russia. The first 100 entries will have a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card, and all participants will get an M&M discount. We'll give you that secret word shortly. Well, that 1 on the board for Northern Ontario has them within 1 as we go to the 9th, but it is Ontario And the team from the Coldwater and District Curling Club that will have the last rock playing the Redstones.
Line's good. Yeah, you got to go, guys. You got to go.
Hard, Ray.
You got to go hard. Got to go real hard.
We're good. We're good.
No, you're not.
Yeah, they don't want it. We're good. Top four. Top four. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, you're right.
Good. Had boy.
Lots of room.
Room, got a curl.
It's good.
Got a curl.
There.
Stay with it. Good line.
That's pretty good.
Line's fine. Yep. Freeze it. Yep.
Line's good. Hard.
Good sweeping, guys.
Sure.
Look at this, Kathy.
Yes.
Oh my, Newfoundland Labrador are sitting 4. Final rock in 9 from Jamie Cooey of Yellowknife.
It has been a bizarre game for a guy who has been up 3, but there were 42 misses, and so now he is drawing against 4, needs to get through the hole, and needs full 8 for sure.
Robert Borden, Brad Choroskowski, Tom Nogler is managing the house. Got to come through the hole. And look at this. He gets there for the single, and it's handshakes. Northwest Territories, Yukon, and Jamie Cooey make the final 10-6. They go to 4-1. Brad Gushu, Newfoundland Labrador, now 1-4.
It's pretty close.
No bump, eh?
Top 12, top 8.
Well, that was a cool
Yeah.
customer.
Top 8.
After all those misses to get in the hack and make the draw for Jamie Cooey.
No kidding. Tough spot, too, late in the day. It's getting warmer in here. You saw that die at the end. He had just perfect speed.
And in this end, we see the race to the button. The come-arounds on that center line guard, placed out in front by Northern Ontario.
Clean. Whoa, whoa. Clean. Clean. Throw.
That's not bad.
Halfway.
What do you say?
Halfway.
Yeah. Be tempting to eventually, when Brad Jacobs gets a chance to tap that yellow just a little wee bit, line it up with the one that's frozen, and then Glenn's got a decision to make.
Okay.
Yeah, the two that are the farthest in
tight.
are in a nice
No, line's
position. They were
fine.
beautifully played by the two leads.
It's halfway.
Easy. Clean.
Clean it, guys.
Yep.
Yep.
Clean. Yep. Yep.
Clean it. Whoa.
Good, good, good. That's good.
Sure.
Brent Lang.
Whoa, whoa.
You have to think of this game
Clean.
being something that's been a
Clean.
turnaround game really for both of these teams, although Ontario has the good record, just one loss. They wouldn't have been happy with their performances. Tonight has been very good. Wayne may be the exception. Wayne's had a couple.
90% for the other three combined, and Wayne's definitely struggled. Made a couple good ones lately, but he's played better.
Tight.
BC and Quebec in a 3-3 tie, playing 9. Yellow back button, top 4. So the team from Chicoutimi is sitting 2, Kathy.
They are. He made a great shot on his last one, hit his own sideways to get rid of the BC stone and rolled behind.
Yep.
Try to hit this on the nose.
Straight up.
Yep, go right.
Jim Cotter from the Vernon and Kelowna curling clubs. Oh, and he just ticks it on the way by.
He was hoping the drag would pull it onto the back one.
And that's a steal of 1. Quebec leads at 4-3. BC will have the last rock coming home.
Okay.
Boy, Wayne.
Even on that one, they were holding their breath a little bit. Wayne on those hits, he can throw the
more
high,
dart.
hard one, but right now the line is a little off. For Northern Ontario, I think also a big turnaround. And at the beginning of this game, it seemed like they were a little out of sorts, but the attitude is fantastic now, and they're throwing really well. Brad's had a couple that haven't gone exactly his way, but much better performance.
There's 4 or 5 ends. They definitely out-curled Ontario and weren't rewarded, and that's the difference in the game. You think back, the freeze that Glenn made in 5, I guess it was. All Brad had to do was hit and stay on the nose, and Glenn doesn't have that shot. And they're scoring at least 2 as opposed to forced to a single, and that made a big difference.
So we don't have a ton of time, so he's peeling this. We want to throw like, the weight doesn't really matter. Like T-line back 4.
Clean, clean.
Wow. That's what it feels like. Throw good.
Wow. That's how bad I'm throwing it.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Throw good.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what it feels like, eh?
Feels like to throw it straight.
That's why I say clean.
I said yeah, because I thought I was really tight.
It's not ideal.
Well, I was thinking
if he slash sticks and do that?
No.
You gotta hit it. You gotta hit it. Stick it there.
In order to do that.
about 3/4, right?
Yellow. Yellow on the
Well, yeah, but you're only going to tap this here. Is that all you want? It has to be. Otherwise, it's almost half rock to do this.
Well, then do you want
to push it within right here?
Yellow on the red.
Hit?
Yeah.
You like hitting it? Okay.
Stick it there.
Just this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick it in front.
Yeah, leave it there. I like that. Hack?
Yeah.
I was just going to do it with soft weight, leave the red one for a catcher, but they can do it this way too. Hit about half a rock with soft weight, remove the red, and that ideally they want to. Northern Ontario wants to line up those 2 yellows the way they are now with that red one moved. This all began with an absolute perfect freeze lined up at the start of the end.
Yep. Little up. Board. Yep. Board.
Brad Jacobs.
Yep. High. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yes. High. Yes. Yes.
Hard, Ryan.
Go.
That's it.
What?
Anywhere in here, right? Even if you just move that an inch, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, so do you want to just roll into it?
Well, you'd love to make the double. Double's mint.
Great throw, and it's hard to criticize, but this rock here, just a little thinner or a little more speed, you get it back into this area. Glenn can't use it because Glenn is afraid to play these for obvious reasons. The red one disappears, so now Ontario has a chance to come down, move that over, and stop that raise.
It's a thick half.
Okay. Even move it out of the way there, it's not bad.
Great.
Let's be a little careful here. You ever hit it really thin and pick out your own.
Clean. Yep. Yep, hard.
Yep.
Real hard.
Hard! Hard!
Glenn Howard in his first.
Whoa!
Bounce. Go.
And across.
Good shot.
Gets a little separation.
That's real good.
Great shot.
I think that's real good.
Good. As long as you guys are happy.
Yeah.
Maxie can sit to 1.
Hey?
Maxie can sit to 1.
Good.
Yeah,
I like it then.
I'm pretty happy with
Yeah,
it.
real good. Hey?
For 1. Well, maybe 1.
Okay.
Maybe you don't want to keep your shooter.
No.
You just want to stick this here so that his angle's here and you can't get at this.
Okay, so like normal?
Normal's fine.
No choice now for Brad. He has to make the red go away. Have to be careful, hit it thin enough that it sticks there, and then Glenn will have an angle raise for a potential 1 because his thrown rock will roll away.
Out and just stick it there.
This is an angle hit, and the accuracy has been the problem so far in the game for Brad.
Yep. Whoa. Normal up.
Final stone for the skip from Sault Ste. Marie.
Yes.
Short angle raise will leave him sitting shot stone for the moment.
Straight high. Yeah, like it goes anywhere.
Yeah.
If it doesn't touch ours, if it does touch ours, you probably blank
Yeah.
it. But
okay.
Just peel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a try here. The
Yeah. No, I'd rather, I think, make sure of it.
yellow onto the red, which will redirect onto the yellow, and it could actually blank the end here. Just one of those angles that didn't quite work for Northern Ontario.
Like half good.
Problem was the rocks were so close together, it was hard to slice it to get it
Yes.
any further over behind the yellow on top 8.
Exactly.
Ontario leads by 1, 4-3 as we play the final rock here in 9.
Whoa.
Could all fly. Angle it back, and he'll move it far enough, and so Ontario will pick up one more here in the 9. They'll take a 2-point lead to 10.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group, proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies. By Scotties, proud supporter of women's curling for over 30 years. And by Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Well, we didn't hear a lot of cheering from the crowd tonight because Saskatchewan was taken right out of it by Alberta. And Kevin Cooey has rolled to a 5th straight win, make the final 6-3 over Saskatchewan, and Scott Manners, who has now dropped to 2-3. So look at this. Alberta with Kevin Cooey. Northwest Territories Yukon with Jamie Cooey. Ooey, Dewey, Cooey. And Ontario leading could go to 4-1 as well. And then there's that big loss there, 1-4 Newfoundland Labrador. Celebrating another win, Alberta. It's time now for the M&M Meat Shop's final and challenge, and the secret word is breakfast. So right after the game, go to finaln.ca and enter that secret word, breakfast, for a chance to win a trip for 2 to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championship in Sochi, Russia.
Yeah, it's thinner than half. Closer
2
to a
perfect
third.
shots again by the sick one, Craig Saville.
So Ontario with the single in 9, lead at 5-3. Northern Ontario does have the last rock here in 10.
Gotta go! Gotta go! Gotta go! 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 Go!
It really has been a great performance by Craig Saville, putting the rocks in the right spot. And we already talked about Glenn and his brilliant shot making. So the 2 ends of the equation, the lead and the skip for Ontario, have made a big difference in this game. How often we see this, that if those lead rocks are in the right spot, deuces are tough to get.
Very tough.
Doesn't need anything.
Should be fine, though. Halfway.
Clean? Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
This rock grabs something. They might be able to save it. It looks like it's light enough it can catch the corner here and have some type of protection.
Good if you get hit that in the house.
I could if you really want.
Because the guard's almost useless now. It's too high.
I could hit it.
Want to talk about this? Because that...
If you want to, sure.
Glenn, any point going for it in the house, that's a pretty high guard.
It's edge on edge.
Whatever you like, sure.
It's up to you. I mean,
sure.
Okay. Is this worth it?
I'm a little surprised that they would worry about it.
If you see it, great.
I can make it. Yeah, that's fine.
It looks pretty buried.
Okay.
Their point is if you manage to make it, then the long guard is pretty useless because it's so long. But the fact that it's buried, you ever miss it wide, wow.
Yeah, that'd be scary. So back up to the guard.
Yeah. You can't give up more than 2 if you play this shot. And Glenn's very conservative, especially when he's ahead. Now, they'd have trouble talking him into that one.
I'd say smart in this case. Conservative maybe, but smart.
Clean.
Clean. Brent Lang has a corner. Yes, he does. Time now for the game story, and it's brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
I was looking for deuces in this game. Ontario got one, but the story was Glenn Howard taking away the deuces from Northern Ontario with freezes in 1 and 5, a double in 7. Glenn Howard at 88%, and he's found the consistency on this ice.
You have to go. Yep. Yep, hard.
Yeah, I think Russ.
Whoa. Yep. Yep.
To my mind, that is the story. I think we're seeing a more comfortable Glenn Howard. You know, we said earlier the troubles, despite the 3-1 record, maybe winning in spite of himself or themselves. Playing like a team at 3-1 right now.
Yeah, I talked to Glenn just before the game. You could see it in his eye. He was scared. He was really a little worried about. And the ice isn't tough by any means, but it's shade tricky in spots, and they weren't picking up on it. And Linda alluded to it. It's the top skips that figure that out. And it took Glenn 4 games, but the good news for Ontario is they won 3 of those games by struggling, and that's a sign of a good team. Also, they really could have been 0-4.
You like that?
But just as good as they'll ever be right now today. A well-played game.
Nice time to turn it around. It's a long round robin, and if you get it going on Monday, it's a very comfortable round robin after that.
By itself.
Okay, well done. Right off.
You need a bit of luck to do well in these championships. Brad Gushu missed an awfully easy shot to let Glenn off the hook. Grant Odishaw went over the hog line tide coming home and gave them a break. You know, it's just sometimes that happens. You want to get hot at the end of the week. Ooh, a little deep there.
I can roll in the house. Oh yeah, just double him. I don't care where the shooter goes.
I guess
whatever it takes to make the double.
You're gonna leave this.
Okay.
Doesn't matter where the red
Like the
goes,
same way?
really just make that double.
This one?
It was curling. I almost would have made it last time.
Whoa!
Off. Close.
Wayne Madon.
Whoa.
Go, Glenn.
Go, Glenn. Come on.
Right out.
Look at that.
Come on. Keep going.
Gonna get them both.
Made the skipper work on that one.
Sweep it, Glenn.
Hey?
Sweep it.
Thanks. Good shot.
Took a long time to come over. I mean, it's that night where you heard Wayne say, when it's perfect, I think I'm narrow. He's just sliding that little bit wide.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And that stone spinning like a top, scuffing up the ice.
Pretty good, Wayne. Back 8, back 12.
Easy. Oh.
Back 12.
Yeah. Back 8.
Whoa.
Yep. Hard.
Now no choice but to bounce them around, try to create a wall, freeze one in there.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Northern Ontario needing 2 to tie. Need to make some stones count here.
It's really tough now because unless Glenn moves these reds, it'll be a freeze on a single lone rock, and they're easy to punch out.
Should have seen Wayne throw that peel. Oh, came on the center line.
Commenting on Wayne, his numbers are low, and it is a game that he'll want to forget pretty quickly. He's had good games up till now. But I guess you have to commend Glenn even more, because if you have a player giving you a different release, still Glenn has found the broom for himself.
Yep, gotta go.
Picks it almost off the face.
Perfect. Better.
That's great. Good shot. Just tap it a hair.
There, I don't even know if...
Good shot.
It's not terrible, right? Gotta tap it just to miss, I guess.
Or freeze, yeah.
See, I almost like freezing better.
He might guard it, but if it overcurls, maybe we'll have a shot for 2.
He just threw the shot that we're gonna give him if we tap, right?
I know, yeah. Straight freeze?
Yeah.
Two stones to play for Northern
Freeze
Ontario.
it,
They
Just
need
freeze it.
to make both of them count. And as we've said before, the Scotties and a couple of times this week. These freezes on this kind of ice, tough to make, Russ.
They are almost impossible because getting the line, the speed's pretty easy. You throw it 3 or 4 feet light, and these brushers are so good at judging it, so that's the easy part. But what if this bends an inch too far or hangs an inch? It's so easy to hammer it out of there with these lively houses.
Freeze it. Yep. Room.
No, length's good.
Room.
You
Got
can
it, curl.
wait. At the end.
Banged a mile.
Nothing yet from Ryan Harnden and Scott Seabrook.
Freeze it.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And very nice to put it down on the corner. Is that enough? Still not shot stone.
It'll go, but
Blasted or guard.
Hey?
Blasted or guard. You could guard.
Where do you guard?
Anything out of the house
you
in
gotta
front of that
guard.
yellows.
You got to guard.
You have to count 2 if you're yellow, so you have to think about it if you're Ontario, putting it somewhere where they can't get the second one. Now it's not hard to make one happen.
You see the time remaining. Ontario at 5:29.
That doesn't go very easy, does it?
Yellow, not after seeing that one
1:20
earlier in the game.
remaining for Northern Ontario.
Sure it does, but
Yeah, I
don't think with these rings.
If you had any space at all, I'd say it's a.
Like he can't hit it on this side, eh? Like to make it, he has to hit it here.
These rocks aren't lively enough. I don't know.
Like if you guard any piece of that, I don't think you can make it for 2. Anything an inch high, just nuts.
Yeah, that's right.
So right where your broom is.
Well, center
Yeah,
line, right?
well, you want it, you want here.
Yeah, you don't want to leave the outside.
As long as you're biting a little center.
Let's do that then.
What's that?
Let's do that
Right
then.
on the center line.
Yeah.
Can he come around?
Right on the center line.
Yeah, because we got to protect against that.
You could hammer this out of there if you throw it hard enough. What they're worried about is it's so close together and it has to travel
Regarding that side.
Right here.
6 feet here across that way. It's simpler because they're shot rock. If they weren't shot rock, they'd play it all day. But the trick here for Glenn is he has to put the
That'll curl now?
I think so.
guard on this side if he can. Whoops, wrong rock, sorry. This side, and you don't really want to be in the rings. Glenn brings this right into the rings. It might make this shot a little easier and save that shooter.
Basically, split center line's great.
I think it's going to be close, eh?
The guard is out in front and protects it. A nose hit on the guard might make the Reds in the house go away, but then the shooter, the thrown rock by Northern Ontario, would not be in to count the second point. So precision is required, but Brad would still have to make a very good shot, even if this is a tiny bit off.
But if freezes are tough, guards just as difficult.
Yes, they are, and luckily you've just seen this path, so that helps a bit.
Clean it,
Yeah, you
clean
could
it,
easily
clean
under
it.
over curl here.
Gotta go to get your broom. No, it's not there. No, whoa. Get over bed.
Okay, it's higher.
Gotta go to get your broom.
Halfway.
Yep.
Whoa. Yep.
Whoa.
Sit.
Perfect.
Shot, Glenn.
Beauty, I think.
Might be there.
What are you worried?
Pretty good.
Like,
We'll need quarter of it or less.
guard. You gotta try it.
I'm gonna have to probably get it going a bit.
Well,
Do you think?
No, I mean,
I think
just
just
hair
throw
by
it.
it is
I don't think
definitely there.
to get it going,
Okay.
you just kind of throw soft.
So like back
4.
back 4.
You don't need any more
Right
than
there.
that.
Okay.
You got us too, eh?
Back 4. Yep.
Well, we'll decide here. Let's go over to sheet C, Kathy, and BC. Shot stone looks to be the Quebec stone back 8. Am I right?
I don't know.
You don't know?
They don't know either. They've looked back
Really?
and forth so many times, and so what Jim Cotter is doing is playing there. If he can touch it back even a quarter of an inch, it will be for sure 2.
And it's 2 to win here for BC. They've lost their first 2. Trying to win now a 3rd in a row.
Hard, guys, hard!
Huge brush by Ty Griffith, Rick Sawatsky. You can hear Kevin Folk trying to drag it by. Now everyone on this trying to drag it and touch it. No, and that is for the tie. And now they'll put the stick to it. And could it be a measurement for the win? We'll find out.
Brad talked about throwing a kind of a soft release here, maybe a little less rotation. Maybe try to make it curl a little sooner to get a maximum curl because he has to shave the guard here.
Yep. Whoa. No. Back 8.
No. Card. Go sideways.
Yep.
Here they go. Now they need to touch this back. Need to move that redstone far enough. Bump it and sit in time. Come back. Oh, they got it. What a shot by Brad Jacobs. It spun back for 2 to tie. We're going to go one more. Now we're going over to sheet C. Was this the measure for the win or for an extra here too? We go from the BC stone to the Quebec stone, looking for the indication. It's the red stone. BC is going to win it with 2. Five for your final. Ontario and the Battle of Ontario will continue when we come back. Well, Brad Jacobs started off this game as if, well, he wasn't really in it. But he's in it now, going to an extra on an absolutely brilliant shot. Russ?
Well, that's world class. It really is. And Brad has a lot of rotation. It's hard to get any finish. That weight had to be absolutely perfect here. Looked like he was a hair wide at the hog line. All of a sudden they scream. Makes that turn, and now you have to roll just perfect. Bounces. It's not going to be 2. And then.
And hello. Coming back. Look out.
And all of that because Glenn Howard's guard overcurled a little bit. It couldn't be made the other side. He had to leave it a little bit more on center line.
And so in a 5-5 tie, it's the only game left here on a Monday night. We're going one more. And it will be Ontario that does have the last rock here in this extra, playing the red stone.
Okay. Another beauty by Craig. He just ticked it a little distance. He would love to tick it farther, but it's now created an angle here.
Try it one more time. Look at those numbers. Coming off, feeling ill, having the flu.
Whoa. Oh, right off. Off.
Just a little push. No. So this is the key shot, and it's the other player that hasn't been feeling well. You never know it by the effort put out. You have a great lead in Scott, and then you have Ryan, who wasn't feeling well, also posting good numbers. So a tremendous effort by the front ends on both teams in this game. Look at those numbers when you're maybe not even playing this game because you're feeling so ill.
Yep.
As we mentioned earlier, if you're just joining us,
good line.
Brian Harnden
good line. Make it good.
Left the ice surface right after practice and then just came out for the parade of the athletes and has played a wonderful game as the flu is starting to make its way through the teams.
Just a hair deeper than they want it. It allows, if this is the last shot of the game, Ontario would have a chance to get shot rock there. 2 feet higher would have been much nicer. Still a dangerous stone, though, right on the pin.
Great. Hard. Gotta go. Go. Okay.
I think the other thing that we've mentioned during the game, but have to mention again, you saw the big numbers by the leads in seconds. Also remember the brushing, not just technique, because we say they're not feeling well, they're giving it their full effort, but the judgment has been terrific again in this game.
Makes you think the ice is right back to normal, and not that it was bad, but they're all the players are that much more confident. Some big numbers on the stat sheet.
Line's good.
So now you need some very good guards if you're Northern Ontario. Have to make it at least difficult for Glenn with his last.
Whoa. Clean it.
I think that guard's a pretty easy spot, though. It always goes to the center line, right?
See what EJ does.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Hard. Gotta go. Whoa.
Yep,
Whoa.
yep.
Whoa, whoa.
Shooter.
Oh, they're going to leave it there, and he'll make the run back. Whoa.
Got very fortunate in one way, and they got the one in behind. Britt must have been inside.
That could have been disastrous if he throws it a shade better and misses that back one, then the red one's in play. Now the good news for Ontario is it's a red raise, not a yellow one.
Third stones here in this extra of a 5-5 tie.
And then the battle of thirds, it has been EJ with the better numbers.
It's good.
Wayne has made several mistakes in this game.
Line's good.
Top button.
Deep for here.
Line's good.
Yep.
Top button, right?
Come on.
Come on, right?
Right here.
Easy.
Right here.
Easy. Easy.
Right here.
Whoa.
Stay with
Beauty. That's in a better spot than the last one.
You gotta try it.
How so? I mean, the other one was right on the pin. It's just where it is behind the guard. Is that where?
Yep. If this was the last shot of the game for Glenn, he'd have to come around and tap that a bit. So therefore, you have to throw more weight. The other one, you could just draw. Not that that was easier, but now there's a red raise here for Ontario.
Hard. 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 Hard.
Great shot making.
It's just brilliant. So, wonderful shot. Maybe a shot of the week with Brad Jacobs last to force the extra. Great runbacks now.
I've watched Wayne for a long time. That's his favorite shot. Out turned down the center line. He loves it. It's
pretty close.
Just for Wade.
Hard to repeat the last one. The last draw for EJ was so nice.
Ooh, this looks heavier.
Line's good.
Ryan, it's there.
Line's real good.
Somebody said a hair more.
Line's real good.
Can't be deep.
It's perfect.
Hair more.
There you go.
Just stay with it.
No, it's a.
No.
Hair more. It was tops. Hair more covers the pin. And that's. What are you talking about there? 6 inches, maybe. That's a hair more.
Hey, Wayne, just freeze on your own and we'll sweep it.
Okay, 4.5 though, eh?
Makes a big difference, though, because Wayne can just move this an inch or two and be shot. If it was a foot higher, you have to throw it quite a bit harder to move it that far.
Discussion about the amount of weight.
I think you can hold it.
Don't just get mad.
You got to top it. Eh? You throw that extra 2 feet.
When Wayne was wanting to throw it lighter, Glenn wanting to tap it a little harder.
Like you say, you throw that extra 2 feet.
Yeah.
Runs real straight.
Am I trying to throw it? I'm trying to just throw it close.
We got to move it.
We got to move it?
Got to move it.
We're just trying to throw draw on his own, and then we sweep it.
Oh, we got to play it tighter, though.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's fine.
We got to move it, right?
You guys just need to talk about it. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, just
Go
put
back button. Okay. Is it that straight?
I'll take a little more.
Pretty close.
Could play the run back again. But because it's that deep, Vic, if it was a foot higher, they would be playing the run back. Because it would be hard to come around and tap it. Glenn just wanted Wayne to slow down a bit. Wayne's he's always on race, and they just had to be on the same page. Are you trying to freeze? Or are you trying to tap it? Because it puts the broom in a different spot. You'll be close on this one.
Wait's there. Back
Any little mistakes in the game so far will be forgotten if this one is made.
Lots of weight. Right off.
Close.
Right off.
Close.
Tons. Lots of weight. Through the house. Through the house.
Sable. Sable.
Get it out of the 4 foot, Craig. Get it out of the 4 foot, Craig. Go. Go. Come on.
No, just punches it to the back of the 4 foot.
Well, that's trouble.
You?
Got it off the button.
I was thinking of giving you that extra weight, and unfortunately I did.
Yeah, you don't. Again, you throw draw weight, we can hold it there. You can hold it there. You can hold it there. It's no problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't worry. No, the guards didn't even play.
Now, if you really study this, top 4 maybe, Linda. maybe you have to bury this one, but if this was Jacob's last shot, Glenn can't get in on the other turn.
You don't want to leave him something where he can come to yours and be shot. So definitely with the last one, you really have to think about rock positioning.
Okay, how's line?
Line's great.
Weight's good.
Got a curl.
Got a curl.
I need a little bit.
At the end.
Okay.
Brad Jacobs, first of the skip stones.
Good line.
Not heavy.
Go, Ryan.
Come on.
And here now,
Go, Ryan.
Harnden,
Whoa,
Ryan
whoa,
Harnden, and Scott Seabrook.
Whoa, Ryan. Whoa,
Off.
Oh, boy. Tale of 2 games for Brad Jacobs.
A little deep again.
Yeah, I'm surprised they kept rushing that one.
Not guy throws one the length of the building and puts it in the top of the button dead buried. It's hard to criticize.
Yeah.
But Glenn now has a chance. If that's a foot higher, Glenn's going to roll open.
About a foot. Okay. Same as it's been.
Yeah. Keep in mind when Glenn make contact here, he's at the top of the button, and that would put him shot rock if it's bumped to that back yellow. That's a foot higher. Glenn's at the top of the 4 foot. He won't be shot rock. Then you guard it and you have a chance to win.
Glenn Howard in his first.
Clean it. There right now.
Plenty of weight.
Trying to go 4-1. He's already seen over on sheet B.
No, wait only.
Pretty good.
Jamie Cooey and the team from Yellowknife have gone to 4-1. So trying to keep pace.
Back 4 is what I need.
Yeah,
Back 4.
it's there. It's there.
Whoa, then. Whoa.
Go hard. Go hard.
Oh, it didn't move it far enough. Shot rock is still the Northern Ontario stone. Back edge of the button.
That's what I meant, Vic, and it turns out I was slightly wrong. It was just barely light enough. But if Northern Ontario was a hair lighter, Glenn cannot get shot rock.
I think you just got to guard it past this one. I think there. Otherwise, he can come around and tap for one. It's got to be tight. It's got to be tight.
See the
It's
tap.
gotta be tight in here.
Redstone stays just outside the button. Yellow one a tiny bit closer.
Not even, Ryan. I don't care. Let him have that.
No.
I'd rather him have that than
not.
his go sideways.
Well, the run, as long as we're here, he's got to run it into that side of it.
Yeah.
So we'd be blocking it still, even if we're not tucked, right?
Well, I still think you want to cover a piece though, eh?
What?
Because even if you put it here, you
Then you can run that in. Yeah.
I think you have to just bury a piece.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's fine. Like, you don't want over curl, so.
Just a little bit.
No, because he's just got to hair this. It's got to be up there.
That's why it's either bury it just a piece or.
I think I'd rather Glenn throw anything with
The run?
weight. Yeah. Than
Then the tap.
Yeah.
Well, then do we just want to be...
No, because he can hook it.
Yeah.
He's just got to touch it.
He only has to move it, not even.
Just a fraction of a touch on that red, and it would be shot.
Yeah, the easiest shot is to stop that tap.
trying to
Leave
think of
Glenn
where
the
we put
raise.
this
That's not simple.
I think right here is perfect.
I like that right there. Where
I
Ryan's
think if you could take both away, like.
Yeah, but you try to take both away, this over curls, and Glenn's got the exact same shot to tap it with almost any weight he wants. You have to guard the outside of that red one, Linda.
I agree.
Okay. So the draw to the button is here.
Still got lots of time too, eh?
Yeah. Where do we go for this guard? Like out here?
Yeah. Where were we for the draw? We were here, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like even
There, yeah.
so right up here?
Yeah.
So they want to put this one where, Russ?
Just to the right-hand side as we look of the center guard, just blocking that same draw, that out-turn draw path. That would probably leave a red raise, but that's not simple. They'd love in the perfect world, if this is dead perfect, they'll sweep it and guard it half an inch of that red raise, and that would take both away. But it's more important to take the easier shot away than the tougher shot.
Top 12.
It's been a great extra end for this Northern Ontario team. Some beautiful draws played.
First word from the front end of Seabrook and Harnden is that it was top 12.
halfway.
Yep. Whoa, Ryan. Whoa.
And just a little shy of that.
That's way gone, Wayne.
What's
this
that?
draw is there.
You can make this draw to the button.
It is, but wow.
Wow. What else do you have?
Tap that.
The yellow?
Yeah.
Yellow. Nose.
Yeah, you
Try
can
and
see
tap-
it all.
Yeah,
And
tap the
then
yellow onto this.
Your line you just had is real close.
Okay. You got to throw it.
What do you think's easier?
I think that's tough.
Why is
I
that
think your shot
draw
is tough.
so tough?
Which one, Navik?
The one that the open draw on the intern side.
The intern side. Well, the guard is so
that
far
long
over.
guard?
It's got to curl a ton.
Okay.
But it could be there to that back yellow, Vic. It's there's so much curl. It just visibly, it's not there at all.
If you see that, then that's fine.
They've also played the other turn repeatedly, and it's a bit of a question mark about the speed on that in turn.
Timeout's being called.
Yeah.
Okay. That line, you got by the guard. You're real close.
You're gonna be a pound heavy.
Yeah, so you're gonna be less ice then. Right? You're gonna be less ice.
Right there? That's gotta be ballpark.
The simplest shot left here is this one here. Just come down, tap this yellow, hit this red just about anywhere. You've got some backing here. So the speed's not the biggest issue here. That's the one good news. It's just getting the right line on this straight tap.
Okay.
And there's a lot of weights you could use, but the reason they're playing something similar is to try and get that same kind of line. That's the one they know.
They know this spot too, and it's should be close. Just through it. It's almost the same shot, isn't it? With a hair more weight.
Right now, it's a stolen win for Northern Ontario. Sitting shot, stone back button. Trying to play a yellow onto their own red to bump it up. Lang Samuel trying to hold the line down. Trying to hold the line, looking at the raised back. Now you got to touch that red up.
Touch it.
Got it. What a shot. Ontario will pick up the win. Makes the final 6-5 as Ontario goes to 4-1. Northern Ontario now 2-3. Thought he might not catch enough of it, but just got it to go to the button to grab the win. Glenn Howard feeling he's got the game back. And son Scott, who played 2 games for the ill Craig Saville, watches from the bench. What a finish. Alberta and the 2-time or the champion 2 years ago, Kevin Cooey, top of the table. His brother Jamie's at 4-1 along with Ontario. Newfoundland Labrador Brad Gushue now 1-4, and Prince Edward Island still looking for their first win. Tuesday, we'll see Cooey against Brad Gushue. Kathy and Ryan Mudrick will have it for you. Tuesday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, as we continue from here in Saskatoon and our coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier. And it's here on Canada's sports leader, TSN. SportsCenter is next.